Kemba Walker, step back, Walker, cardiac Kemba, does it again!
Ubilis, 7 seconds to go. Three-pointer.
Oh! Hutchins! Double order!
Again, comes down to fundamentals.
Oh! My goodness! Sorrentine hit that one from the parking lot.
Watford for the win.
Yes! Yes!
Trip to the Sweet 16. Kaner's got it. Rises up. The shot.
And it's good! It's good! From the corner! And it's over! Gonzaga! The slipper still fits! Ha ha! College basketball!
What the hell is going on, people? We are here a little later than usual, but we are here nonetheless. Special guest Rob Donaldson on the house. How's it going, Rob?
Hey fellas, thank you for having me on. It's been a interesting night, and I love talking ball, especially with you boys. We're in a group chat. We have a good time in there, and yeah, thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. I'm pumped for this one. Rob, really good to have you back on. I felt like we did those Saturday morning shows, so we'll have to bring those back. That was a lot of fun. So good to have you back, and yeah, talking ball is fun. It's good talking ball with the boys. I started out super hot, but kind of tailed off towards the end, but I think we'll end up in the green. So just depending on some of these games at nighttime, but we don't have too many bets left. So I think hopefully just need to win one more, but yeah, I mean, started out hot, but Trevor, you beat me on a couple battles in the late slate, or like.
Well, I got one win today, so I don't know how we got a couple, but I'll take it. I'll take all the fucking wins I can get tonight. The way everything's going. So hopefully Missouri hangs on, and Florida State. I think they were up 7. So fingers crossed.
Well, I'll tell you this, and we'll say this: if someone bets something, and someone is on the other side, but they don't fully bet it, we'll say you brought a knife to a gunfight and you won the fight. How about that? Like that?
Sounds good. I can work with that.
Okay. Just like we do with our sparring when we don't bet it. So
works for me. Yeah. Like I said, horrible night for me. Kentucky, those cousin fuckers finished with 82 when I got over 83. I got cute with the team total. I don't want to actually back them because I'm a certified Kentucky hater. So found a way that I could back them and they could still lose. And I was flip-flopped on that. But other than that, whatever, horrible night. It is what it is. But shout out, who was it? West Virginia for blowing that cover. That was amazing. CLV actually striked gold for once. I got the 3.5 with the Cincy and got home. So shout out them. But yeah, how'd you guys tonight go?
It's currently pending Boise State's result. I'm trying to break even. Once you're down, that's all you're kind of really wanting to do. The last 2 days, I've gone 3-0 to start, and then I've lost 4 straight bets to tail end the night, which is always not fun. But if I could win the last 2 right here, I'd be sitting in a decent spot. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. When I started 3-0, and then I saw like the other games going on, I was like, oh, this is gonna be horrible. But I'd rather win later almost. I guess I don't want to say that because it kind of sucks. But when you're winning early, it is a little scary that, oh shit, the cliff is coming soon. So been there before. That happened to me on Saturday heavily. So Trevor, NC State, what the
bro? I literally was sitting here thinking all day. I was like, is this spread just ridiculous because UNC is finally going to blow somebody out? But I was like, nah, like they hung with Duke, like 10.5, they can manage. And nope. And I put a quarter unit on the first half money line and full game money line. All of a sudden it was a 12-point deficit. I was like, well, let's just hope they somehow cover this 10.5, and no chance. Then I was at the bar. I saw they were down 25 at half. I was like, maybe UNC shot lights out. I didn't watch. I was like, maybe they shot lights out. We get a backdoor here and lose by 9 or something. With a miracle, no fucking shot. That shit was deader than dead. So whatever. At least they didn't tease me and lose in heartbreaking fashion like that Kentucky team total bet. But it is what it is. It's the ups and downs of gambling.
I'll be right back. I got one more to talk about. Oh shit! I gotta go out here.
Well, I got one to talk about since Jaron Connor brought up in the chat, and yeah, Fran McCaffrey, good having you around, buddy. See ya. I've been personally out on him for some years now, and it's disastrous coaching either at the start of games or down the stretch. And tonight it was both. And my God, I mean, Oregon, they've had their struggles this year. I don't even know if this is a relevant win for their resume and I don't think it matters. Their resume, I think they're tied right now for 5th most quad 1 wins in all of college basketball. And they haven't really had many wins to speak of over the last 6 or 7. So yeah, I don't have any much to say other than, yeah, Iowa, they're done. Hopefully they don't even make the Big Ten tournament. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, they can randomly make a run or whatever, but I really like the pieces that they added, and I felt like they got a good, role player in Drew Thelwell, and they just haven't been able to close games out this year, and I feel like they've been competitive in most games. It's they've been my darling, but they stink when they cover. I don't know. I keep betting them.
Yeah,
I picked Oregon tonight. I did not bet this game just because both teams have been stinky.
Well, hey, for what it's worth, Iowa coming up, they have Michigan State in Carver, and it's going to be $2 beer night. That's how kind of desperate they are for fan attendance, because there's not much of it right now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Is he going to Butler, Rob, you think?
Oh, 100%. His youngest son is enrolling there next year. Thad Matta is probably on the way out. And Fran's already been going to Butler games in the season when 2 days later.
I
haven't even seen that. Okay. I haven't even know that he's been there. Okay.
Hey, I would even too. I mean, you gotta go. Yeah, she's front row.
And on top of that, Connor McCaffrey is an analyst for the Indiana Pacers. So he's right there as well. And it's a whole family reunion every time they go down.
Yeah, I could be an assistant coach for the Pacers now that we're thinking about it even too. Shit. But
you could, yeah.
I'll talk about this one. And yes, the Larry Bird parlay, Indiana State, Boston money line parlay did not hit. That was unfortunate. So freaking Indiana State, what bunch of losers. But this one did. It's back, baby. The trash can. It's back. It's back. Omaha. You guys. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that looks like the actual prop.
Bang bang. Outright.
Oh, that line stunk like absolute shit too.
Shit. I was like, don't fall for it. This Kangaroo team stinks. I've fallen for it before. They stink, and Omaha is going to get right. I think they're actually a good team, well-coached team. They got the camaraderie together, obviously. You make up crap like that, and you do WWE, say less. I will be all in on that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I will say, ever since the whole prop trash can thing got introduced, that team's just flipped the switch. What if they lost 1 game since then? Maybe 2. They've been just on fire ever since that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe it. That tournament's going to be sick, I think.
100%. Especially because, Dave Richmond showed that North Dakota State, despite the fact that they weren't really picking up the big wins in conference play, well, they got a big one tonight, and that team is still talented. I think it's probably I would say Dave Richmond is the best coach in that conference, just based on what he's done with Les over the years. And, the fact that they're showing that they can still show up and beat South Dakota State on South Dakota State's home court, man, it's super wide open.
Yeah. Yeah, South Dakota State never stood a chance tonight. I was watching the score. I was just they never made a run back or anything. They never pulled ahead for a little bit. They trailed wire to wire. I was like, yeah. I should have seen the fucking revenge angle coming in a rivalry game. I saw that line. I was like 7.5. Are you kidding me? Should be closer. If they were going to lose, I figured this would be 3.5, something like that. 4.5. Nope. never stood a chance. So at least they didn't tease me with some bullshit, and they just flat out just didn't show up. So hand up on that one. That was fucking awful.
Sometimes that's better, honestly, too. Yeah, you're just like, all right, feet up. That's a loss. Well, what's next? Move on. Count losses. That was me with NC State and Notre Dame tonight. Like, all right, move on. Those were stupid bets.
I saw that there were a couple people on VMI, and I was so tempted to be like, all right, I see the side. Let's go ahead and ride the Keydets. And they were down by like 50 out the gate. So I'm glad I stayed. It's so
44 to 17 at half. It's a week 1 football game, like for college football. Like, what the hell? That's crazy.
I saw that score. I was like, thank God I did not bet VMI tonight.
I picked Wofford, no bet. I was like, all right, if I win all my no bets, and I'm like, all right, then they started losing. I was like, yes. But at the same time, I don't like losing my no bets because I still put them out there, and they're strong. I feel like very strong about the lean, but So,
yeah.
Well,
we got a great slate
if you guys want to.
Yeah. How about them? Well, first off, the standalone game. I think we all were on Charlotte. I think Rob was too. I think.
Yep, hopped on that before the game in the live chat. When you're at work and you can throw something on the side screen, man, it's just like, of course I'm gonna bet this game, or at least I want to have some kind of stakes to watch this thing on ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And watching Temple Charlotte just for the hell of it, unless you got your kids on the team or some shit, for Christ's sake. But
it was I was had it on 23-13, and then like I kind of get a reflection, so I was like turn it off, looked at the score box, I was like, we're down 1 at half. I was like, oh frick, here we go. But then it was wire to wire, and then just back and forth that whole second half, and it's actually a pretty good game. I enjoyed that game.
Yeah, I was because plus 1.5 with Charlotte, and I had a meeting right as overtime was starting. I was like, can you just like somebody just end this thing? Like miss a free throw, miss a shot. And yeah, but I mean, I'm glad obviously the end result, but I missed the actual like result.
Dude, it was funny. Like you watched the regulation. The refs love the whistle. They love the blow the whistle. You know, all right, we're gonna send fucking Temple to the free throw line. We're not gonna send Charlotte to the free throw line ever in this game. And then that overtime. They didn't blow a fucking whistle. I swear to God. The only time they did is when the ball went out of bounds.
That's true.
Crazy.
They called that jump ball right away too.
When he blew this whistle, I was like, "That's not a foul." Oh, it's a jump ball. All right, good call. I was fully expecting a foul call on that, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh. Well, yeah, that was a fun day. Not quite over. Let's get on a big run here, Boise State. So.
Yep.
And also
Boise -1 live too, because I didn't get the 2.5 last night, so I was like, I'm hopping in.
Also, fellas, if you don't have ESPN on in the background, I highly recommend it. Arkansas has cut this thing down to 2 points.
Yeah,
4 minutes to go.
Dude, I love the Hogs, man. Ever since that Kentucky game, I called the money line, and since then they've been fucking wagons. I did not bet this one, but
I'm pissed that I don't have multi-view right now. It's pissing me off. Right? Gosh,
that's YouTube TV for you. They blow.
They do.
I pulled up my Xbox to put it on, and it says my streaming limits are used. I was like, well, I don't have anything on. Like, how are the streaming limits used?
Okay, so yeah, it's not just me then. I was in the same boat tonight. I was trying to watch. Yeah, I was trying to watch ESPN Plus on. It only worked on my smart TV. On my laptop, on my phone, it was saying that I have too many devices being used at the same time, and I couldn't watch any of like half my bets.
Mine were fine on that tonight, but still, I don't get ESPN Plus Quad Box, which sucks. So I have to like do like 2 screens for that, and then I do the Quad Box. So I have it on YouTube TV, but haven't been able to do the Quad Box. So.
You need to buy yourself like an old Xbox 360, dude.
I have an Xbox.
so hook it up. You get a quad box for ESPN on the Xbox and Apple TV are the only ones.
God, I've just been doing it through my smart TV. Oh my
Xbox and Apple TV, but Apple TV's ESPN app is fucked up, so it's all laggy. It doesn't
I was
work.
like, buy a beater Xbox 360. I was like, oh, I fucking love my Xbox.
Well, when I was talking to Rob, or what's his
Not the
name?
Hulu, not the Hulu ESPN Plus. I can do that. And still
No,
watch
it's just Xbox and Apple, but Apple's app is fucked up, so you got to use Xbox.
Apple. Okay, got it.
So
I mean,
can
maybe
use
the Apple's
so
fixed.
I have like an Xbox. I don't even know, to be honest. It was the cheapest new Xbox version,
Oh,
so I
the
could play
S?
NCAA football. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
okay, I didn't even know that. That's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Trevor. I appreciate it, bro. Fuck yeah,
That is so huge.
Yep.
that is so
Yeah, you just,
good.
and it doesn't. And each game doesn't count as a view. Like it's just the devices. So you can, like on Saturdays, I have my new one over here. I have my old Xbox over there. I got 4 on the big screen. I got 2 side TVs and then an extra TV I bring in. So I have 7 games going, and then my laptop and shit. So like it's like a mini sports book. It's kind
So
of
download Apple TV app, and then
the app may be fixed, but when I had an Apple TV, it did not work. It was so laggy, it wouldn't work. Had to use the Xbox.
but download Apple TV through the Xbox, and then I can plug it in.
No, just the ESPN app. Just the ESPN
Or
app.
just the ESPN app. Okay, I can log into both.
And then you're going to press your blue X button when you click a game for multicast, and you can choose anything.
That's fantastic.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm all in. Fuck yeah, I love
Trevor,
that.
I fucking love you, dude. That's such. I'm fighting for like teams to fit on the screen with ESPN Plus because of that reason. Like, there's not the multi-stream option on Saturdays.
I don't know why it's only on the
Looking
Xbox.
out like an old laptop, like computer, like fucking. I'm like, all right, now. And then you just have like a screen barrage of variety because I got like my 65-inch, I got a 50-inch, and then. Then you got this laptop that's like this big. They got the Mac game on.
Yep. That's generally my IU Indy Saturday bet is on my laptop sitting up on my TV.
Dude,
love that.
ESPN Plus operation is such a cool operation, and I guarantee I will still use it for these final few weeks of needing that. So thank you, Trevor. It's very vital.
Cool. Saturday is going to be a whole other.
Get rid of the quad box next season. Do not get rid of the quad box next season on the ESPN app, please.
They've had it for years.
Good. Okay.
And also, Washington's playing a good first half. So you know what that means? We live bet Rutgers at halftime.
That's probably accurate.
Wow.
I had Washington versus Nebraska. I think it was 2 weeks ago, and they were up by like 17 in the first half, and then they lost the game by I think 22.
Oh my God! Dude, are you talking Nebraska Northwestern on Sunday?
No, it was at Washington, Washington. After Nebraska had rattled off like 2 straight big wins, like they beat Illinois, they beat Oregon, and then they went to Washington, and Washington was up by like 17 early, and then it was a 10-point halftime lead, and then they lost by like 23, and they were catching 6.5.
Oh yeah. Yep, I remember that game. I just looked at the scorebook. I was like, oh yeah, that game. Yep, I remember that one. Luckily, I didn't bet it, but Huff brought up a good point. Like 2 weeks ago, that Washington plays one good half, and like I was thinking about, I was like, you're fucking right. So I live bet. Was it 2 weeks ago on a Saturday? Northwestern. I live bet Northwestern like plus 11.5 or some shit at one point, and then I had like Washington -2. I was like, Washington almost blew. I was like, well, at least I'll wash with this, but managed to middle it, which was perfect. Like,
yeah, I remember you texting me that, and I was like, all right, I'm on Washington -2. I'll just pray that they end up somehow win by 3. But yeah,
like pretty much 6 points, 5 points, whatever it was.
But yeah, let's get into it. We got a standalone game tomorrow. Well, half standalone game tomorrow.
Half standalone.
Pretty much. We got to bet the first half. But no, we got Marshall's laying 2.5 at Old Dominion. Marshall on the road laying points. Bold. Old Dominion hasn't been they've been bad, but they haven't been like uber bad. They got blown up by Georgia State, but they've kept games within like distance for the most part. But Marshall laying points on the road is never something fun.
No, and it definitely feels like one of those, tempting money line or tempting kind of bets to take Marshall, especially with them having a better looking record and Old Dominion having their recent struggles. And I don't know. This was one of those games. I think there's a lot of games in the Sun Belt night after night that just feel like a coin flip with how they just line up with each other.
Absolutely. This will be the third straight road game too.
Yeah.
Lost the first two. They got App State on deck too. Like, do they go in? I mean, they just lost to Louisiana. Do they really go in and fuck up Old Dominion with App State on deck, or do they kind of just go through the motions, hoping to get a win and prepare for App State? You know, like I could see them losing 3 straight road games and then catching, I don't know what, 4.5 or something at App State, then winning the game outright just because everyone's sold on them. Like, oh, they've lost 3, 4th straight road game. They're going to get crushed. And they end up winning the game just because. I could see that. Yep. I'll take Old Dominion. I am not I'm going to bet something in this game. I'll figure it out.
You know, if I can sway you to Old Dominion. So obviously short line, Old Dominion has the much clearer, worse looking record. And they've only played 1 home game in their last 6. Yeah. I feel like, you know, when a team is on one of those stretches of thank God they don't have to go travel and they're just like waking up, you know, in whatever, you know, dorm or their on campus apartment and walking down the street. It's such a different vibe. And, you know, we obviously know about Marshall on the road, you know, narrative that gets pushed too. And I feel like a lot of things are adding up here for Old Dominion.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I will never bet Marshall on the road, especially this year. Like they've just been, I know they won 3 straight on the road, but who was that against? That was just had it up here. Shit.
Similar team. Coastal,
yeah,
Georgia.
Those Southern Georgia State and Coastal, for Christ's sake. Like it's not a murderer's row of teams whatsoever.
Yeah, that's about the easiest cakewalk in the Sun Belt.
Yeah. This line being 2.5 against a bad Old Dominion team too. Kind of, I'm with you. I kind of like Old Dominion.
Yeah.
One way or another, I'll be on Old Dominion. First half game, something, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like this line at all.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's next time slot or one more, but there's a different Sun Belt game that I think a lot of people are, or at least I'm going to be all over personally.
Oh yeah, I'll pick Marshall money line. I like this ODU team at home. They are off 3 losses, so I think there's a lot of good spots. But I mean, do we have? I guess we have to bet this ish at least first half. I'll take Marshall money line. Let's both win if you take ODU spread.
I'm down. All right.
Next, UMBC is at UMass Lowell. Lowell's laying 6. I don't know about you guys, but I have not liked Lowell this year.
Nah, me neither. They just haven't been able to kind of drill teams. They are off 3 losses. I don't know if it's more a thing. You lose this New Hampshire, you have major issues as a team.
And both of them have lost to New Hampshire in the past 5 games. Dude, when I saw this, I'm telling you, UMBC and UMass Lowell are the clones of one another in this league. Like they beat the good teams or play up against the good teams, and then they lose to NJITs and New Hampshires and drop absolute duds. I feel like no, this should be like a flat 0. You know, like I think both of these teams are just equally themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see 7.5. Where do you, 6 on draft? 6?
Yeah. I only use DraftKings lines because it's the one book. I'll use my phone and scrolling. Like I can at least use my laptop and search for games here, so I can search for lines. But yeah, DraftKings had this 6 as of like 5 minutes ago, unless it's moved.
Well, then it probably is. I just looking at Pickett, so they must not have some of the books out yet.
Oh no! I had to use unabated, and we've known unabated has been off as of late for some of these games. Yeah, it's up to 6.5 bet online.
Yeah, it's 6.5.
7.5 on Hard Rock if you get that.
Yeah.
Fanatics only has a total up apparently.
This UMBC team's tough to back because I feel like even when they're catching points like this, they haven't been able to cover games. But they played pretty good against Bryant. I'll take UMBC. Probably not going to bet this game. I don't love this Lowell team, but I don't like fading them from home either, especially off 3 losses.
And I'm seeing 7.5 on FanDuel right now. So.
Okay.
So I mean, I kind of like the way that's trending. I mean, if you can get over, and if it keeps going up, like you can get over 3 possessions with UMBC, like that might be just worth a money line stab. I don't think that there's a lot differentiating these two teams at all.
No, the American East has been weird this year. Like Vermont and Lowell have not been their usual dominant selves. It's just kind of been open for the most part. Like generally, it's just like a 2-team race. It's never close. And this year they've just not been good. It's been fun, but when you bet on fucking Vermont and Lowell and they don't fucking come through on these short spreads, you're like, what the fuck is going on? So I get
now
it.
You just feel like a sicko.
100%. I remember, who did Lowell play where they missed like 12 layups and they ended up losing in overtime?
Maine. It was Maine.
Maine. Yeah, they lost them by 1 in overtime. Yeah.
That was damn near the last time I backed them, dude. Like, and that was all the way in what?
That was January 23rd.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was the last time I vowed never to, and I have not touched them or even watched a game with them ever since.
I take that back. I took Lowell against Bingham. No, I took him against Binghamton. That was horrible.
They lost by 12 outright to Binghamton.
Yeah.
Good God. Yeah, I mean, you could argue it's a revenge spot too for UMBC here. Lost by 16 at home. So
yeah,
you could argue that it would be UMBC or nothing for me in this one.
Yep, same.
Yeah,
Northwestern's catching 10 at Ohio State. 10? I know Northwestern's not good, but it's the Big Ten, man.
I hear you, but I just watched Northwestern completely shit down their leg in the second half against Nebraska. And I will say this, like Ohio State, they have been really good at beating the shit out of the teams that they probably should beat the shit out of. Like Washington came into this building, a few nights ago. They won by like 30 points. And the recent losses too have been to like Illinois, at Nebraska, and then Michigan on Saturday. Like none of those are bad losses. I think the Ohio State is so much better just top to bottom than Northwestern. And even just from, a stylistic standpoint, they have every counter. I'm going to lay the points, and this will definitely be a bet for me.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be with Rob here. I've seen this Northwestern team just absolutely shit the bed. And Trevor, I'll give you and go against my injury bullcrap that I just think that without their star player, they have not been able to really come to fruition. And I feel like they gassed out early. They played a lot of tough games. They just haven't been able to close these games. And yeah, I randomly think this is the one where Ohio State needs. So I mean, they definitely need a win, and I think they need to manipulate their win a little bit too. And they won 20 on the road, by 20 on the road, almost 20 against Iowa, 20 against Washington. So to Rob's point, yeah, like they kind of beat up on these teams. I initially thought it was a lot of points, but now that I look at it a little bit more, final home game before you go out west, I think this is a lay. They win by 12. It may be ugly at first, seeing how Ohio State was. How the hell do you airball that 2-footer?
Oh my God. Dude, I don't know what if he just thought that he was going to draw a foul or if.
Yeah, that's 100% what it was.
What?
He was trying to there was a really good baseline angle from the other side, and he was totally just trying to lean into it, and he got the chair pulled on him.
Yeah.
So he wasn't even focused on trying to actually make the shot, and yeah, just perfect play. I mean, by Michigan, who was that? Was that Danny Wolf or was that Vlad that got out of the way there?
Danny Wolf.
Yeah, smart play. This pissed me off so much.
Yeah. Especially they just kept that was such a back and forth game. You knew at some point late in that second half, you're like, man, the points would be nice right now instead of laying with Ohio State. I took Ohio State. I was like, they're gonna get this game. They need it. But they just fucking shit the bed. Oh, we have another guest. Oh. There we go. That's Elliot Nevada. What's going on, Nevada?
What's up,
Avetta, nice
What up?
to see you again.
Hey,
No
what
way.
up?
Elliot's on the world tour.
Oh,
right
hey,
now.
Rob.
He's all over.
What's up, man? Hey. Oh man, this is the crew. I gotta get it. Wait, let me get a pic of that. Oh God.
Smile.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's go.
That's awesome.
I'll be back in like
I'm dropping him off. He'll be back in like 10 minutes.
10 minutes or so.
When
I
the
will
hell you
be-
back in your hometown?
You might as
Hey.
well just drive around the whole continental United States. You're kind of already
Yeah,
doing it a little bit. You're just
You
going
stopped
down
everywhere
the
but
border a little
Wisconsin.
bit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Save the UNF Jacksonville game because me
We're going, guys.
and Avetta will
You're
be
going? All right.
boots on the
Swisher
ground tomorrow.
Coliseum,
So save
baby.
that.
You got to roll one up for Swisher Coliseum. Come on.
Well, it's at UNF
UNF.
Arena, River City Rumble Part 2, and they lost. JU lost at home, so now they're coming in with a vengeance to UNF Arena. So we'll see.
Strong
We'll see.
word.
And they're coming off a loss to FGCU, like a kind of a blowout loss. So it should be interesting.
Okay.
Go Dolphins. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! I'll be
Real
back in
goal.
just a second. I just had to join with both of us in the car.
All
Let's
right.
go.
All right.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Take it
Good to see
easy.
you guys. Hey, Elliot, you got to stop through Wisconsin. You can't be the only one you left hanging on this entire world tour. For Christ's
Hey,
sake.
hey, what do we
I would,
call?
I would wait until the summertime easily
Jen,
for sure.
what me and Jen we call what do we call Jen? What is it? A fib?
A fib.
Yeah, Illinois are a bunch of fibs. Yeah, fucking Illinois bastards. That's what
Yeah,
we call them.
yeah. Exactly.
All
right,
right,
I'll be
we'll see
back
you
in a
guys. in a
second.
minute. Good to talk to you, Vetta.
All right. Bye, guys. Take care.
Yeah.
Toodles.
Poodles.
Yeah, that motherfucker's traveling across the
Toodles.
goddamn country. Holy shit.
Every time you like leave the function, do you say toodles when you leave the function?
Oh,
You know,
100%,
I
yeah.
did say it tonight, actually. I think it's more caught on because of this show. Like, I would say it, like, ironically here and there. And now, like, I was left the bar tonight. Like, all my friends were leaving. I was like, all right, guys, I'll catch you this weekend. Toodles. And everyone just, like, I think they're just kind of used to it at this point. But, yeah, it's just kind of my thing now,
Desensitized.
you know? Yeah. Yeah, they're desensitized to the whole damn thing. But back to this, I'll agree with you. I think this spread's big for a reason. I know Northwestern has been, feisty, but they just don't have, like you said, the horses to really get the job done, like entirely.
No.
Like they just, they miss Barnheiser and who was it? Leach, I think, is the other guy gone too. Like they're missing those guys big time. So
Leach was Leach was the big one that when he went out at halftime or around halftime is when Nebraska was just like, all right, we can drive on literally anybody because you're unathletic as shit. And when I look at Ohio State around the perimeter, I'm just looking at that's the only thing that they know how to do is drive the lane and be physical. And I think, Northwestern might, this might be one you alt-lined as far as you can get it.
I love Doug Collins. I know he's a great coach, but yeah, I think this roster just stinks personally. So
Yeah. And, it's tough, especially in the NIL era. The fact that they're competitive, I think, speaks just absolute volumes.
yeah. No, I like Collins there in Northwestern too. Like he has absolutely nothing every single year, but he gets the most as he can out of that team. So I mean, if he
he's
pulls,
a great
Rutgers
guy.
and gets,
One of the
some
most
smart
liked
recruits-
in out of the Big Ten coaches. Like he's one of the most liked by other Big Ten coaches, like him and Hoiberg as well too is pretty well liked. So
What
obviously-
happens when he starts beating these guys? Do they like him as much? They're kind of little brother right now. They're like, yeah, we like you're doing a good job. We respect it. And then all of a sudden they beat him a couple times in a row. I don't think they're gonna like him as much. But overall, I think he's a solid coach. He just never has anything to work with. That's the problem.
I can't remember. There's like that Big Ten commercial. It's like it's like all of them. They're like, who would you like go to party with and hang out with? And I'm like, I can't remember. It was like Fran McCaffrey. Someone said Brad Underwood. I'm like, God, I don't know.
I don't know about party with. Maybe it's like a Coke party. Maybe Brad Underwood would be fun, but I don't know about just hanging out watching
I
games.
think Fred Hoiberg would be up there. I think Fred Hoiberg would be up there for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, Brad Underwood's intense, man. Like that guy's fucking intense.
Yeah, there's a lot of dudes who I think would just be total squares in that type of setting and from the Big Ten coaching side of things.
Yeah.
Fran McCaffrey might be fun. He's kind of like a
He is fun. I've actually had some drinks with him in the past, and he is not unwilling to, get after it a little bit. I've enjoyed, his sons, and he's also a fun time himself.
Yeah, you're friends with David, so I'm sure you have the little inside hookup with some Iowa stuff too. So,
Well, the one and only time I drank with Fran, he was getting bottle service, and so good impression on the personal front, coaching front, behind the scenes,
Enjoy the round of 32 at most. Yeah, no, that's good. I was just saying, Rob, last night, Trevor's like, yeah, dude, no, Fran McCaffrey, like, what? He made like an Elite Eight, a Sweet Six. I was like, dude, he's never made it out of the round of 32.
I was thinking the Oregon game. I was thinking that Oregon game. It felt, for some reason, my memory felt like a Saturday. I was like, that was like a Sweet 16 game or something.
I think that was Duarte's team. They were like a 7-10. That was like, they were like a 7.
Oregon blew them out.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't even close. I had Iowa going very far that tournament. So.
Yeah, and then the Richmond draw as well. That was a year that they won the Big Ten tournament, and then
that's the curse. You don't want to win the Big Ten tournament. Yeah. That's a curse in March.
Did Purdue win it last year? I think they're like the one and only team that's really made like a run after they've won the tournament. Like,
hey, that's about it. Hoosiers did in 2002.
And the Michigan team that won with Xavier Simpson for the auto bid, they had to win that to get in. And then Jordan Poole hit that crazy three-pointer against Houston.
That was awesome.
Jordan Poole. What a guy.
Gosh.
Wait, did your Badgers not win it the year they were the 1 seed?
You talk about when was the last? I know we were 1 seed the national championship.
Remember Devin Harris won one. That was like 05 though.
That was forever ago.
Yeah, 04.
I don't think we've been a 1 seed since that national title. Maybe the Johnny Davis year, like 3-4 years ago, maybe.
No, I'm saying, did you win the Big Ten tournament that year? And then you made that.
I don't think so. I don't think we've had a lot of success winning it. I think we've won a couple games, but I don't think we've actually. All the years just kind of run together because like it's the same shit. Like -20, 14, 15, and this year they've all been the same shit. Just like middle of the pack, little above. Win a game or two, maybe 3 in the tournament, then flop, and then you make
like the conference tournament the year they went to the championship. They didn't win the conference tournament, so that's one team that made a run as well.
Well, I mean, we also had Nigel Hayes, Bronson Koenig, Decker, fucking Kaminsky, Gasman. Like we had fucking dudes. Brad Davidson was probably Bruzewitz. Oh yeah, dude. Holy shit, dude. One of my favorite badges of all time was
did Brad Davison have eligibility in 2015? I mean, he played like
I think so.
100%. Yeah.
He was
he punched Connor McCaffrey in the dick.
Together. Those guys went to college for 30 years. It was impressive combined.
Him and Aaron Kraft have been playing for 15 years.
Oh, Aaron Kraft was another one. Yeah. It
was around forever.
That teardrop against Dayton, I think, in that one tournament. Yep. All right, let's get back to basketball. Basketball.
Georgia Southern's catching 9 at App State tomorrow.
Ooh,
Rob's excited. What do you got, Rob?
Oh, Georgia Southern. This is a hammer spot. This is the deeper than hate rivalry. This obviously goes on to the gridiron a little bit more than the hardwood, but 13 of the last 14 games in this rivalry on the basketball court has been decided by less than 10 points. And that even goes back last year when we got 2 absolute classics with an App State team that was kind of a program high for them. And I think Georgia Southern's going to win this game outright. I think that it's a down year for App State, even with Dustin Kearns having kind of the ship be a little bit righted. But this is an up year for Georgia Southern. They've had some really dog shit teams over the past 5 seasons. And this kind of feels like a more competent version of those teams. I definitely feel like 9.5, 9 is way too high, and plus 340 on the money line is definitely the price I'm liking to say.
I can't disagree with that. I like this Georgia Southern team. They actually play kind of gritty, and I feel like they like to play that like smash mouth on defense more than you expect, but they also can run it up on you and play both sides of the basketball and both styles of the game. So yeah, I think they can hang with App State, and I just don't foresee App State being able to drill these teams. I think when they lay these numbers, you kind of get a dud at least in one half from App State. They kind of play one good half. They're one of those teams. One good half, one bad half. So, yeah, let's go Georgia Southern.
Yeah, I like Georgia Southern here. I mean, Rob loves the money line. I was thinking they'd just cover this game, but App State has not been the same team that we've seen the last couple of years where they own teams.
Yep.
They've kind of had an up and down year for the most part, played close games. So I like Georgia Southern 9, but if Rob's calling for the money line, I think I might just tail him on that. Like he seems fucking ready for this. He's hammer spot. I mean, Christ. All right, we'll do it.
Hey, this is my favorite bet tomorrow. And honestly, it's probably my favorite bet of the week, right alongside Boise State. So I'm definitely liking this spot here at 5:30 Central or 6:30 Eastern. You know, it's one of the earlier slots, and I'm going to be a full attention on it.
I love it. I'm all in. Let's go Georgia Southern.
Southern it is. Let's do it. Eastern Kentucky's at Bellarmine. Bellarmine, didn't they just put up 100 or some shit the last game?
Yeah.
Yes, they did. They almost put up 80 in the first half.
94.
My goodness.
94, they won by 26. That might, they
and
had like that 55 at half or some shit too.
Yes, and their season ended in the same night.
Yep.
Is this
they're
just
eliminated.
Our teams just nothing to play for, and they just play loose, and all of a sudden, like, oh my god, we can actually play competent basketball now.
Well, you know, I think something to factor in with Bellarmine down the stretch here is that this probably, I mean, I don't want to be the assumption guy, but Scott Davenport, I mean, this kind of feels like his last season. He's been there for 30, however many years. And, you know, he brought him obviously into Division I basketball. If they're going to have pride for their coach and just play competently, I think they can cover this line far and away. This is definitely a game where EKU just won the big standings battle, and had their senior night and had the emotional play up. And Bellarmine is, if you're going to overlook a team in this conference, Bellarmine is the team you overlook.
Yeah. Especially getting their first win. Teams might just be kind of overlooking them a little bit, be like, yeah, they're not getting back to back. It is what it is. We'll get it done. It's going to be a letdown for them. Like, I mean, I know we're gamblers, like we factor in these things, but you know, teams actually think about this too, especially 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. Like, teams won 3 games all year. They just got another win. Like, they're going to be a little flat, and maybe a team comes out a little not as energized, not as focused, and all of a sudden they find themselves down like 8 points, like 10 minutes into the game, and they're struggling to get it going here. And it's just a fight for them too, even though it is Bellarmine at the end of the day.
Yeah, and we kind of saw it at a lesser degree with Alabama tonight, right? They just had the Super Bowl. Like, everybody was gearing up for that game on Saturday, number 1 versus number 2, and place was rocking. It was emotional, and then they got absolutely punked in the first half against Missouri. There's just certain games that you're just like, you're amped up for, ready to go, and there are some games where you're just not.
100%.
Yeah. I kind of like the over here too for some reason. Like, they I mean, even though Bellarmine has like been losing and they're 4-20, they've still been able to score in a lot of the games that they've lost. I mean, how many times they've scored 80 or close to 80, and hell, they've given up a lot of points as well too. So that's another bet I like. I'll take the hot streak on Eastern Kentucky. I probably won't bet it. If you guys bet Bellarmine, I'll root for you, but I actually might end up betting that over as well too. Could be a little square, but
Yep, no, I could see that angle for sure. And also Eastern Kentucky is one of those teams that does want to like force you to turn the ball over. Bellarmine does have a strategy that can counter that with like literally not dribbling the basketball.
Yeah. Dude, they're low-key fun. I remember when they first came up to D1. Yeah, I watched the first game.
They were good that year.
Like,
they won the tournament that year.
Yeah, they got around. That rule's fucking bullshit.
Well, it's like
so
5 years.
Don't lose to a D2 team that just got promoted then, like, for Christ's sake.
And
like, it's not
what pissed me off about that ASUN championship game is the team that they played. I want to say it was like Liberty or something. They didn't get the auto bid. It went to Jacksonville State, who lost in the first round of the ASUN tournament because they finished the regular season as the number 1.
That's bullshit. Could you imagine making the conference tournament finals and you yeah. Because then
And neither team gets the auto bid.
You're sitting at the bar and all of a sudden you get
Fairleigh
we're in the
Dickinson,
tournament.
did they give Fairleigh Dickinson just because they made the tournament or the conference
Well,
champion?
Fairleigh Dickinson was the one.
Did they win the regular season too?
Yeah, they won the regular season too. Yep.
I thought it was because they finished second. I thought it was like different rules for each conference, but that makes sense. I mean, that regardless, as a Purdue backer too, and fan out after Wisconsin, of course, that was. Edie should have had 60 points that fucking game. Like, oh my god, they definitely didn't even look at that game. They're like, yeah, we have 7 inches of height on everybody. All right, we're gonna focus on the 8-9 seed here.
More. I think their tallest guy was 6'7", and you know, Edie's like 7'4".
Yeah, that was crazy. I can tell you what, my parents are diehard Purdue fans, and holy shit, I don't think I talked to them for a week.
That was awesome. That
was so good.
That was awesome.
I thought you were in an IU sweatshirt. I was like the guy saying that was awesome. We're in an Indiana sweatshirt. It says Buffalo Louie's. My bad.
Buffalo Louie's is a restaurant in IU. They just opened up one right down the road. But yeah, it was awesome. You don't lose to a 16 seed. Fuck.
Wow.
It's embarrassing.
No, that was bad. At least Virginia did it first. Like, so it wasn't Purdue with
the next year go all the way to the championship. Purdue does the same thing. Virginia actually gets it done. That was a great tournament game against Texas Tech. That was fun. You skipped this one. I'll take Delaware on the money line. Eat the juice a little bit. I don't like Drexel on the road, and Delaware just got their pants beat off by Drexel on the at Drexel. So, you know, tough travel spot. But I actually think Delaware, they've lost how many games in a row? This team is fraudulent as can be. Now they're laying points with Drexel on the road. Drexel's lost 3 in a row, 2 of them being on the road. Normally I back these teams on the road spot, but I'll take Delaware on the money line as well.
Yeah. And I'm skipping games I can't find lines for. Like, if I can't find a line,
you had it up, and then we got on a tangent. And
my bad. All right. Yeah. So just as if we're missing games, bring it up if you happen to find a line. I can't find a line, so I just skip over it. But yeah. What was next? I gotta drop this comment so I can see. Eastern Kentucky. Yeah. I'm with you guys. Kind of like the Bellarmine angle. Not going to bet this one whatsoever. Asheville's at Radford. This game's a banger. Radford's laying 2. Over under 146. Are we going to get UNC Cashville or USC Asheville tomorrow? There's no in between with this team.
No in between. I've been liking Asheville though. This on the road though, going into Radford, a little tough. I don't like either of these teams' defense, but I did.
Radford lost to them already this year. Just a heads up.
I know. I trust Asheville on the road, or I still trust Asheville on the road, though. I'll take Asheville, but this does feel like a Radford spot here. I'll take Asheville. I've seen Radford in this spot before, where they've just lost outright. But that was to High Point and Longwood. Pretty good programs. So. But UNC Asheville is as well, so I'll take UNC Asheville. It does feel like a Radford spot here, so I see that angle too.
Yeah, and another reason to like Radford, and we've been seeing it with a lot of teams lately, where like Mississippi State last night, for example, stands out as a team that for the longest time couldn't get the big win at home. Like they just kept dropping the ball big time. And Radford, the last time they had a big team at home, it was High Point. Then Longwood, they lost both of those games. I do feel like, just from a pride standpoint, from a standing standpoint, we're going to get the best version of Radford. And I do like them to win and cover 2.5.
Trev?
Yeah, I like Radford too. E-Money's here.
What up?
What up, fella?
He's back
from
his world tour, bar tour. Tonight. Yeah, I like Radford too. I just think they're hungry. They want revenge. They're at home. They're laying points. They're 4 games behind Asheville in the conference standings too. Like, I think they get this done. It's a big game. You can kind of fuck up Asheville a little bit here in terms of standings and seeding for the tournament here, and maybe get another shot at them. So I think Radford laying points is the move here. So I'll take the 2. Again, shout out only being able to bet offshore in this fucking. It's an awesome state, but I can only bet offshore. So money.
Yeah, how often is it when you fucking bet? How many fucking elite states that are legal? Like, is it?
That's why I haven't been to fucking Wisconsin yet, because they fucking have no legal books.
Shut your ass up. We got 2 casinos you can bet in this.
Yeah, that casino's fraudulent as fuck. The Milwaukee casino's fraudulent as fuck, and Jeffrey Dahmer lived right by it. So that's all. Yeah.
Hey, lucky for you, he's dead. He's not gonna.
Yeah, Milwaukee
kidnap you and put you in a fucking
weird ass. Hey, fucking weird Milwaukee. Hey, was there a line on good transition? Was there a line on the Albany Maine game, or is that still happening?
No, I did not see one. I was trying to find one. I couldn't find one.
Let's see what Unabated's got if they have anything.
I thought the game.
Maine's laying 1. I'll type it in here. It's popping up now. I had to refresh it.
Albany is a team that I really like back end, just because they do have like the guard play that can bail out a bad first half and go on scoring runs, force turnovers, and they also do just play balanced. Like they can D up when they need to. And so I never like betting against Albany, and this isn't really a spot that I ultimately love them either. So I'm definitely staying away.
Yeah, I really like this Maine team, and they're off a loss, but I've loved this Albany team, so this is definitely like a coin flip for me. They just got drilled by Maine on the road. Now they're laying a point or catching a point, short spread. I'll back Albany. I'm probably not betting this either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Albany's treated me nice when I bet them this year. I haven't bet them much. I think 3 or 4 games, but I know I've only lost 1 with them. Catching points at home, Maine's up and down. Like I can't get a feel on this team, so it's like I don't like it. But Albany at home, they've played better. They played above their heads a little bit this year. I think they might be able to get this done, especially catching points. I'll take Albany. I'm not going to bet this one though. Personally, I have really no strong conviction, as you can hear from my reasoning. But they treated me nice, so I'll bet Albany. No bet.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take Albany here. I like Albany at home personally, and I also like Maine, kind of fading Maine on the road. I know that they won a couple games in JIT, whatever. UMBC has been a fucking goddamn Jekyll and Hyde. They fucking used to be good at home and bad on the road, and now this year they fucking bad at home, good on the road, bullshit. But I know Maine dropped that game to Vermont. They're at home. Albany off the overtime road win. They're at UMass Lowell. I'll back Albany here, but I'm with you, Trevor. I don't know if I should if I want to actually bet this game. Is it 2 Maine lane 1?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. If it flips through to 0, you know what we're doing. Main money line.
This tournament's going to be awesome too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of the mid-major conferences are fun as hell to watch. Like I know we talked about going to the Horizon in Indianapolis there last year, Huff.
Oh, the Horizon's always lit.
We'll be at
games in like 102 to 100. They're fantastic.
Yeah,
we'll be at the CAA March 6th, 7th. We'll be there first round, second round.
CAA has 6 viable teams. I'm excited.
That conference will be the lowest scoring conference tournament of all the tournaments this year, in my opinion. This is going to be ugly.
The CAA.
A lot of first half unders. Yeah, a lot of first half unders for me. That and A10. If you know, you know.
Could be the ACC. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, you saw what happened last night in the ACC. Whew.
Oh, Boston College beat Tech.
That was crazy. I'm glad I forgot to bet Virginia Tech. My God, that would have been the feather in the hat for this week. The way it's going for me is I bet a fucking team that put 11 points up in a half against Boston College, and it wasn't even a fucking non-P5 team. It was fucking Virginia Tech.
LC is wondering if we're all going to live bet Rutgers. I will be live.
I was just going to bring that up. We Washington had a great half. They put up 39 points in the first half, and they managed to get outscored. I think Rutgers offense keeps it going. You can get -1.5, -115. The second half was +3, so basically it was like 6 cents cheaper to bet the second half instead of the game right now. But I might just bet Rutgers here.
Mm-hmm.
And Cash, Missouri. Let's go. Get this Alabama bullshit out of here. Yeah, I just bet. I'm betting Rutgers right now.
Me too. I'm going to take the 1.5. I mean, you've seen what Washington's done all year. Put up a valiant effort all year in the first half, and they just crumble in the second half.
Yeah, I'll join you guys. If Boise State covers, I'll be at 16-10. So great. Let's house money play. I'll lock in with Rutgers too as well.
Let's do it.
Hey, there we go. Jen got +100 on the 1.5. There we go. I was staring at that 5.5 earlier. I was like, man, Rutgers 5.5 against Washington. Like, they're gonna shit the bed eventually. I should have grabbed it then, but
I'm on that bullshit. I'm on that bullshit Hard Rock, so I got -1.5 at -115. So
hey, welcome to
the fucking the Cherokee people or whatever. They
Jeez.
Hey, that's fucked up. No, I'm just kidding. The Cherokee.
Hey, I'm a Chiefs fan. Oh.
Cherokee tribe. Yeah, you guys are. I'm all for the Chiefs. You know, I love betting Patrick Mahomes.
How did the Chiefs get away with that?
No, fuck you for guys for degrading the national anthem when you guys do that Chiefs bullshit on the home. God. My dad, when in his final days of drinking, he's been sober for like 18 years. It was the Chiefs Colts wild card game when we fucking stopped Larry Johnson's bitch ass and dominated that game. And I remember the Chiefs, it was like the home of the Chiefs. And my dad got in the face like, you don't disrespect the national anthem. It was like all out mayhem. Yeah, fucking Green, we owned your ass in the playoffs.
Hey, Cup of Joe, I feel you, man. I got Boise -1 and Rutgers now. I'm Missouri, so hopefully I'll sit like 4-7 tonight. That'd be ideal after that 6 o'clock slate. When I looked at my bets, I was like, oof, I got three games after 6 o'clock. This is gonna go great or bad, one of the two. Not good, but hopefully we rebound a little bit. We gotta have some faith here, my guy. Next.
Trevor, did you drop the link in the chat too, or
yeah. Let me drop
just in
this.
case.
You'll see everything we had today, and then everything we'll have tomorrow is putting on there. There it is in the chat. Oh wait, shit! I put that in the banners. That actually might be why people weren't seeing it the last couple of days. I may have put it in the fucking banners instead.
Yeah. Someone said to put it in like the description of the video too. That wouldn't be a bad call.
I pin it on the comments. So
that works.
Click on the video the next day for whoever watches tomorrow. If you go right to the comments, it's the first one. I pin it every time. I may have forgot a day.
Rob, did you post the video today?
Not yet. It's I have everything recorded, and so right after this, it'll be going up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Check out Rob, guys. His I don't know if you can see his links and shit right there, but at Rob DFB is that Twitter and YouTube for everything?
Twitter, Rob DFB, and then YouTube is just Rob Donaldson.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll drop the link. I got the link here. I'll drop it real quick.
Rob makes great videos. You got to check them out for sure, and they're nice and clean and smooth.
Short and sweet and to the point.
Yeah, good editing. Rob's well spoken, so give him a follow for sure.
Appreciate that.
He's not like us. He's not a 5-hour Friday show.
Even
yeah,
he's not like Those motherfuckers got to say they got to post the fucking goddamn actual school. Get that fucking shit out of here.
Oh yeah,
What the fuck was that about? Like, oh, they don't have the logos. I don't have the book. Do you watch fucking sports? Like, my God, what?
But the craziest part is I have a slide when I give out the pick that says, "Here's the name of the school we're betting. Here's the spread, and here's the time slot." And this person was just like, "I don't know what they're on about."
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that was crazy.
In there, you have a lot of casuals after football, and then apparently it was the NBA All-Star. So there's like one thing to bet on, and that's college basketball. I guess what you have. Maybe there was some tennis. I think there was the hockey thing going on too. So I mean, I guess that. But
I've been watching the hockey thing. It's actually kind of sick.
Dude, we watched the USA Canada at the bar. It just started, and like before we could take our eyes off it, there was fights everywhere. Like this is
it was electric.
I watch hockey outside of playoffs. But I was like, I think I might be a hockey guy now. My God.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. And before we get in this game, I just want to say, New Mexico wearing blue jerseys at Boise State. Like, how about you have some fucking thoughts? Like, what? Why would you do that against Boise
Boise's
State?
taking it personally.
I think so too. Battle of the Blues. Come on, cover, Boise.
Yeah, a colorblind person's worst nightmare is this game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Some of those college football ones too are rough, where you got like a dark gray jersey and someone's got like a black jersey or dark red, and it's like, who the fuck is running? Why is he tackling his own guy right now?
So my favorite ones were when the Color Rush Thursday night football jersey were coming out, and people were posting like, here's what it looks like to a person who only sees like, black and whites and grays. And it was like the exact same team was out there on both sides of the ball. Oh man, I was dying. That was crazy.
Like the Titans blue versus the Jags like gold. God, that's just stuck in my head.
The mustard yellow was fucking electric.
AFC Championship could play. Should have been a Super Bowl quarterback, Blake Bortles. I hate the Jags too.
Charleston Northeastern. I like this Northeastern team. I have not been impressed with Charleston. Their defense is pretty ass. Like they kind of live off Burzovich a little bit for the most part, but this Northeastern team has really impressed me. Them catching points at home. Maybe I'm buying into a little bit of a sucker spot here, but Northwestern hasn't impressed me. And I think, Rob, you said even a week ago, you think Chris Mack has just kind of mailed it in for this year for the most part, but I'll take Northeastern. I think they're playing pretty good ball. They're catching points at home. Charleston doesn't play much defense. I think Northeastern's got the guys to kind of keep up offensively and pull this out eventually. So I'll take Northeastern with the 1.5 here. I'm pretty close to a bet on this one also.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk you into a bet. I'm on Northeastern. I think it's actually one of my stronger plays tomorrow. Charleston, as of late, has been padding their win-loss record. I mean, they got NCAA twice in the last 5. They also hosted Elon in their toughest kind of, I guess, game in those matchups. And then they caught William and Mary when William and Mary had like that injury right out the gate. Or no, actually, I might be mistaken. I think it's actually the other way around. But Charleston has been so like going through the motions in conference play over the back half here. And Northeastern actually feels like they're up playing for their coach. I feel like Northeastern's a really good side tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm on Northeastern here. I've loved this Northeastern team this year. Sometimes you either get the bad Northeastern team, but for the most part they've been competitive in these games, and I kind of like them to extend their hot streak on a short spread. People are going to eat this up with Charleston. I don't know. I think they win this outright. I've seen Charleston play against Stony Brook, A&T, like you mentioned, Rob. They did not look good on national TV. And I think Stony Brook here, or excuse me, Northeastern here, definitely on paper, analytic-wise, not the best team, but I think their defense actually propels and can hold Charleston to less shots than that they normally take. So I'll take Northeastern here as well. Give me the Huskies. Let's go. Huskies better than Cougars.
Yeah, we can score by this. I love me some Cougars, but only when they're at the bars. I will take Northeastern here. I will be on a little home dog yapper, and Northeastern, they seem, whenever they get up and they win a big game, they seem to drop the next game. So I'm definitely looking at they're going to win this game against Charleston and then drop the game against Monmouth. So I'll be on Monmouth here next Monday. Just a little look spot, but I'll be on Northeastern here. They get it done on the line, and then I will fade them against Monmouth.
Squad ride. Let's go.
Love it.
Yep. And Joe, we I don't know who all did, but I know I did. I think maybe somebody else did. Grabbed Rutgers 1.5 at halftime too. So a little bit alive there, but somebody Sports Sciences Jacob said money's all on Northeastern probably right now. Yeah, night before it's a lot of like pro sharp bettors and type of shit. Like they'll bet lines early. That's why you wake up and like a line's move like 3 points.
Seablaz bets early. So
yeah, that algorithm tells Seablaz, and he's all over, and he moves the lines. But
you just gotta follow what Seablaz is doing. We're good. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah, it's just a lot of limit money coming in early before they open it up, so it varies. But night before, it's mainly a lot of pro and sharps instead of like public people betting lines. So that's why it'll move a little.
Hey, we're gonna get on those Twitter Spaces for our Santa Clara St. Mary's beef. So yeah, we'll get on those Elf Twitter Spaces there with that. Like, yeah,
we'll get on there.
Show me your EV. Show me your edge, bro. Like, just show me your edge, dog.
They need to get Seablaz on there.
They have.
I gotta go back and check that one out then. Towson's laying 1.5 at Elon tomorrow, 134.5. Has Elon fallen off?
Yes. They kind of
this line's
got up against UNC Wilmington on the road off a big win.
Man, though, this line stinks like shit.
I want to bet Towson so bad, but it stinks.
In terms of like in relation to like conference play, Towson is probably the hottest team in the entire country, and it's just a pick 'em against Elon. Yeah, I mean, that's insane.
Listen, I'll go with my system. I take the teams that play defense better, but Elon kind of plays slower too. They're just both efficient teams on offense for the most part ish. Elon's more efficient team on offense, but God, this stinks to high heaven. I may just be square and bet Towson. I'm gonna do it now just because we'll see if this money is it.
See how I look at this? Like Nebraska closed as a favorite today, didn't they?
Yeah. No, did they? Oh yeah, they did. Yeah,
they did. Or minus being minus 140, minus 145 there at the close.
All right. I thought it may have crossed over to them being a dog again, but it didn't work on that Nebraska game. I didn't bet it, but it feels like a lot of these stinky lines, like they'll flip over, and then people will like bet the other team, like just in the stinky spot, like, oh, now they're laying points, like they're gonna win. Bet this, and then it hasn't come through lately. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been a victim of that. Like, when some lines stink, I bet them, and then when they cross over, I feel really good about it, and it hasn't come through. I'm going to be with Huff in this one. I like Towson. I think they're much better. I think Elon, a lot of people still like them from how they played, but they have not played well lately. Towson's playing really good. Why step in front of a train like that and bet Elon here? But
I'm on Elon, actually. No, I'm just messing with you. Let's go Towson.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was
I'm fucking with you. Let's go Towson. I'll take the money line right now.
This is literally the third straight game that we've had a fucking away team laying 1.5 points.
Last night was a lot of that shit too. A lot of home favorites actually, but
I will. I'll be on Towson here. I'm not afraid of the stink. I'll dive into this one. I'll take Northeastern short little dog. I'll take Albany short little dog, and then I'll reverse the action here and go with Towson minus the 1.5. I think that Towson's the more superior team, as Rob said. They're rolling. They're probably one of the best, or not the best team, but the hottest team in the nation right now. I mean, if you look at what they're doing, 13-1 in conference, I don't see them slowing down. I honestly think that they might just run the table. They might slip up here at Campbell here on Saturday. And they got 2 games at home against William and Marion Hampton, but I think they could run the table and end up 17-1 there in conference. So I'll be on Towson here, minus the 1.5.
You know what's crazy? Oh, go for it, Rob.
Oh no, you're good. I was just gonna say I'm actually gonna be against you guys here. I'm gonna take Elon. There's a few different big reasons why. So just kind of like what we talked about earlier with can't remember which team, but they've been on the road for 5 of their last 6. Elon's a team that's been on the road 3 of their last 4. The last time that they were on their home court was a loss as a double-digit favorite to NCA&T. But you remove that game and listen to this stretch that they've had in the CAA. They've had Charleston, Hofstra, Northeastern, Campbell, College of Charleston again, and then UNC Dub last time out. I mean, those are the best teams in the CAA, and they have not fared well. I mean, they've gone 2-5 during that stretch. I wonder if Elon, coming off that UNC Dub win, has kind of rejuvenated themselves, and I hate betting on the side that just stinks in these types of scenarios. I am going to be betting Elon. I am going to take the 1.5 because I feel like it could come down to the 1.5.
Oh, it will. Yeah. This game's going to be close.
Kind of game tonight.
Towson plays a lot of close games unless they're like laying that number, that big number. I feel like they always, and when they do lay that big number, I feel like sometimes they choke it a little bit too. At least in those big games against better teams.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I see Rob's point 100%. Maybe I'm jumping ship, and I shouldn't be. I should buy into these stink like I have been for majority of the season. Now I'm flipping off, but yeah, I just like Towson. We'll see if I bet this game, but they have not treated me well when I bet these stink lines. But you bring up a good point here. Especially end of the season when a team's got essentially nothing to play for except for just looking forward to the conference tournament, and they win a game, they finish strong, go into the conference tournament playing pretty good, and it works out for them. So this could easily be one of those spots here. Let's hopefully somebody buys money line and it's a 1-point game and everyone goes home happy in this one. But
I will say we all should just not bet this game because fuck Flow Sports. We should definitely be picketing because this game is off Flow Sports. I'm not
cashing out for less, so I'll enjoy it.
Oh man, this is the first year in a while that I bit the bullet and bought Flow.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, because I had my sketchy websites I've been using in past years, and they're all getting shut down. And so, I can't find a competent stream of this conference, and it just annoys me that I can't watch Towson on a nightly basis or UNC Dub or these teams. And that's one that it lags for me, Trevor. So I don't know why.
You saw that comment, that private chat.
Yeah. So he just sent me a private chat about a link that I've been using, but I cannot watch any CAA games. It feels like it just lags for 5 minutes at a time for me. I don't know why.
Trevor doesn't notice the lag because he's already 5 minutes behind. So that link works very well.
Yeah,
it's tough for me to live bet because I'm I look.
Trevor's just watching the NC State North Carolina game. He's still finishing that game. North Carolina NC State.
I don't get it. But whatever. I mean, unless I'm in my one cable box I have.
Okay, chat. I will say this though. We were texting. He texted me during the Charlotte game, and I was like, I'm going on Do Not Disturb for overtime. Because this motherfucker on ESPN Plus was faster than me. He was living in the future. I was living in the past, like Trevor, when it come to ESPN Plus. So
now you get why I mute the fucking chat, my computer when we're doing the show, and I'm sweating out a bet with 10 seconds left. I'm like, I can't listen to this because they're a minute behind. They already know the ending of this, and they're still waiting to inbound the ball here for 10 seconds left. But yeah, it sucks.
Iowa State game. So.
Yeah.
Trevor, do you got another one before you got to take off, and then it becomes the Pump Fake After Dark?
Yeah, let me make sure I haven't gotten a. Where's my Twitter? Yeah, I haven't gotten a link yet. So, We'll do this. We'll do a little Fed special. Campbell at NCA&T. NCA&T's catching 4.5. Campbell laying it on the road. Does NCA&T win this game?
Stinks too.
They've been playing pretty good since they lost Forrest and Glasper, man. They've been playing pretty good.
You hated the Fed special one day, and they came out of it. I think that was Charleston.
All right, my link is here. I have to dip out, but I will be back. More than likely, if not, just let me know. I'll shut it down. Rob, appreciate you for can you they let you plug your shit.
That scoreboard out before you go?
Yep.
Thanks.
I'll leave this. I'll close myself out. I'll get you guys all squared away. Just let me know. But Rob, make sure they let you plug your stuff before you get out of here. And appreciate you for joining us.
Oh, you'll be back before we're done, but unless
Rob, likely, I'm just covering my ass, a little bit here. Yeah. All right, guys. You enjoyed the PFP After Dark. I will maybe be back. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Toodles.
Sounds good, brother.
Thank God. No, I'm just kidding. Let's get into it. Yeah, I think this line stinks. But I have been saying, is this the one that they don't cover since they've been covering so much on the Fed? We've seen it with Eastern Michigan, but I don't know. I think this line stinks, and I feel like Campbell is. Although I hate injury news, they aren't the same team without Sinani. So I'll ride the Fed special again. This might be becoming too public. 4.5.
I mean, so I will say this is the same exact line as the Miami, Ohio, Eastern Michigan game of last night. So if you believe in the Fed special, you might want to just take NCA&T on the money line here, as you saw what Emu did last night.
Let's do it.
Well, okay. I 100% agree with you guys. I was about to dive into this stink. I bet on NCA&T when they upset Elon. That was like a plus 700 payout. I've a certain affinity for them. But I look back on, if this was the second game of this matchup, the last game was at Campbell and it was a 4-point game. And so are they just looking at that result?
Oh shit. Yeah, that's true.
That always sketches me out in these mid majors is they do that shit. Like they'll be like, oh, well, the last game was a 7-point game. So line 6.5 now.
Yeah.
And that just scares me off it entirely because Campbell has been playing some of the best ball in this conference. And I don't want to get in front of that wagon when there's that kind of stink and that kind of lineup with the last result.
Yeah.
When did they lose Sinani?
They lost him against Hofstra that one game.
It was Hofstra. Okay.
I think it was the second Hofstra game that they were blowing teams out, and I didn't take fade the injury news whatsoever. Maybe it was either Hofstra or Elon because I know it was at home, and it wasn't A&T either.
No, it had to be Hofstra because it was a Saturday game.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I've been riding the Camels, but I've also been riding the Bulldogs, whatever the hell they're the Bulldogs. Aggies, sorry. Whatever. Let's go Federals. Let's go Federals. One we'll ride it until it ends. It's been nice the last 4 or 5 games.
Yep. Federales is special for me.
There we go.
Alert him. All right. So now, now I got to get the lines up. All right.
Wait, did he skip any, or did you guys just bang them all out from 5 to now?
He skipped some. We didn't have some lines for some of the games. We could talk about the 3-4 NEC games in this 7 p.m. slate if you want to.
I know Rob is down to talk some disgusting ass games as me and you are, Huffer. So, we're not as TMZ as Stooley is.
I will say the NEC is one of my least favorites, but I'll talk NEC ball for let's just combine them into the 7 p.m. slate. So you got, and then we can talk more so in depth about the other games. But we got Stonehill at Wagner. Stonehill's laying a point, maybe 2 points. Shop around on the road. Chicago State's catching 13.5 against Central Connecticut State. And then why am I not seeing the other lines? I don't see a line for St. Francis Lemoyne. You guys could.
I don't know why, but Lemoyne, like the other side comes out with them all the time, like really early, and then Lemoyne just won't have any bettable line on their side of the
They're
same
sketchy.
game.
They're sketchy.
Yeah.
They're sketchier as can be, aren't they?
That's going to be the next Federales special, I think.
All right, and if you see one on, okay, so I just saw it. They just came out, or they might not have just on my picket, but Mercyhurst, Fairleigh Dickinson. Mercyhurst is catching 2.5. Lemoyne is laying a point against St. Francis. Do you guys like any 4 of these NEC games? God, this team stinks.
Just copy paste the -1 line across every single NEC matchup, other than Chicago State, Central Connecticut.
Yeah.
I don't mind the.
Be right back.
Yeah, no, I don't mind either of the Mercyhurst or Wagner getting the 2.5. They're at home. I think if I think they're both live to win the game, especially there in the NEC, and as we've seen throughout the year in the NEC, this game could come down to a 1 to 2 point game on either side. So if I'm getting 2.5 with the home team, I don't mind taking either of those.
I was looking at Mercyhurst too. I like Mercyhurst as well. I'm with you there. And I like Wagner. They've been disappointing in NEC play, but catching points at home, Stonehill has been playing really good in this conference. So I'll take the home teams with you and pick Lemoyne as well too on the money line on the short spread. Might get Fugazi, and I guess I'll lay it with Central Connecticut State, but probably if I had to bet one of those games, it's going to be that Mercyhurst or Wagner. It's not going to be Lemoyne or Central Connecticut State.
Yeah, I think if I were to bet one of those games, it actually would be Chicago State getting the points. Simply, and like it all like leads back to just the optics of a 4-23 team taking on literally the best team in this conference with a 19-6 record. I mean, you don't get a lot of 19-6 records in the NEC, and Central Connecticut State too has been dominant. They've won 8 straight games, and this is like one of those lines that's not too crazy. Like it's not like a 20.5, like it probably should be. I do feel like Chicago State. I think if you wait on it too, that you can probably get a 15 tomorrow morning and definitely cover that side of things.
Oh yeah. All right. There's our NEC talk. That was good. That was smooth. NEC, don't need to dive into it. Just flip a coin and pick your bet on those games.
We'll drive by.
Yeah.
I will say that
Bernie Blunt's the fourth though. So
as I was looking into it a little bit more, I know Mercyhurst did beat Fairleigh Dickinson on the road. So if I was going to pick between one of those games, I'd probably actually lean towards Wagner. They lost to Stonehill by 12. They're on the road. So I think they could respond here in a revenge game. I think Fairleigh Dickinson might have a little bit more to play for since they've already dropped that one game to Mercyhurst. So if I was going to bet any of these games, it'd probably be the Wagner side.
We did skip one game, Elliot. Binghamton's laying 8.5, 9.5 against New Hampshire. Lay it. I'm not betting this game.
I will say New Hampshire's pulled out some like random wins as of late. I kind of like NCAA. I like betting on teams that have a real dog shit looking record, but are playing their best ball to end the season. There's always some of them. Like I remember Charleston Southern in the Big South tournament a couple years back picked off some teams with like 5 total wins, and it's just every single year in these mid majors, like you have a team just finding fire at the right time. They won 3 of the last 4, and UMass Lowell, UMBC, and NJINT were the 3 teams. So it's not like they're beating up on the bottom either.
Yeah, I like this Binghamton team though this year too. They've been playing fire, but it is a lot of points. That's why I'm not betting this. But
I will say New Hampshire has struggled on the road. I mean, they've lost every game on the road by double digits, except for the one fucking road win that they've got against that Jekyll and Hyde team of UMBC, which God knows I don't know how they're so bad at home this year. So if anything, I would pick Binghamton here. I wouldn't look to put my money on New Hampshire on the road.
Rob, you bought Flow Sports. If you bought NEC Network or whatever the hell it is, I would have been like,
that's free.
Oh, it is. I don't even
Yeah.
watch that shit.
NEC Front Row. NEC Front Row is free.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't watch
their website is trash, but I mean, like, it's available.
I think out of all the conferences, NEC is the least one I bet. I would have to go back to the. I think it's definitely the least one I bet. So no discrepancies there, NEC. All right, Hofstra at Monmouth or Monmouth at Hofstra. Sorry, a little dyslexia there. You beat a line. If you beat me on the line, feel free to say it. Hofstra's laying 5.5, 6.5. Shop around as well. Looks like 6.5 on Bet365, 5.5 on FanDuel. Little juice to the 5.5. Oh, this number's my least favorite number in the game. And I hate Hofstra. I hate Hofstra too, and I've been strongly getting off of them. I'll pick Monmouth. I probably am not betting this game either, though. We'll see. This feels like a lot of points. I like this Monmouth.
We can spar here. I think I'll take Hofstra here. Monmouth struggles on the road. I know they got their two road wins in conference were friggin' NCA&T and Stony Brook. So that doesn't really say much. So I'll take Hofstra here. We can spar. But like you said, I'm kind of off this Hofstra train. I don't put my money on. Put my money on them. No, thank you.
Yeah. I can't back Clyde Drexler anymore. He's like, or excuse me, what am I talking about? Yeah. Might as well be Clyde Drexler, but oh my goodness, dude. They are so, how are they so bad? Like, he inherited such a good program and just drove it into the ground so fast. And the fact that he was getting thrown around for like ACC jobs last year is just ridiculous, man. Yeah, can't get there with him at all.
Yeah, the team. I will say they're like a little young, but they still got their pieces from last year. They're tough to watch, man. They're really tough to watch. Hampton last Saturday, that was free. They win by 15, 16 points. Like,
yeah.
And then people love betting Hofstra too, man. People love it. I'm not betting this Monmouth if I end up betting this until tip, but people love betting Hofstra.
Well, I will say, depending on when a lot of people got into sports betting, like it started to get really legalized in like 2018 and 2019 in a lot of spots.
Except Wisconsin. Yep. Except Wisconsin. Yep.
Except Wisconsin. But Hofstra at that time was like the best bet in the sport. Like they were on fire. They were winning on like the money line prices. They were upsetting teams in the high major ranks. And I think a lot of people grew an affinity for them, and now they're just like a shell of that version.
Yeah, that would be kind of a good episode after the season's like over, and we're trying to come up with like off-season episodes, like talk about teams like that are public, and I don't know. That's a good take. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're all even there. And Elliot, you missed the phrase. I bet on if like someone bets on a team and the other person battles but doesn't bet, and they win. Like the non-better wins. It's called bringing a knife to a gunfight, and the knife battle wins. So it's knife versus gun there when one bets. That's the new phrase around here, Elliot. So sparring and then that.
All right. So if you actually bet it and I don't want to bet it, but I want to battle you, I'm bringing my knife.
Yeah, and I'm bringing my gun, and I'm missing my shots, just like probably
Clip, motherfucker. Empty clip.
Yeah, fuck you. You bring your knife, you little Brit over there. Austin P versus Queens. This one's fun. We got Austin P.
Coming off that loss.
Dude,
Oh my god.
that was awesome. Great
I will
call,
say,
man.
I will say it was fucking awesome because I called that. I fucking called
did.
outright Bellarmine. But
Love that.
Lord, I mean, I turned that shit off when they were up 30 in the first half. I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna win this.
That team stinks too. Do you guys have a line on this?
I do not. What I will say though is, after a horrible loss like that, we kind of just saw it with Elon after they lost to NC-A&T beating UNC Wilmington. It's like one of those like find your pride games. Like some teams might just be like demoralized and lay the fuck down and die. But I do feel like you got to bet on a bounce back, especially when there's college kids involved. And then with NIL, like this is like a free agency period. Like show off your highlight tapes for the high major that you can get picked up by, or a higher mid major. And I do think if Austin P is catching anything above like 5.5, might be worth a bet.
Yeah, I don't see a line on this. We can come back to it once we know.
Actually, I do see a line. It's
Let's go.
6.5 on MGM, 5.5 on DraftKings with like no juice.
Yeah, I'll take piss. I'll take Austin Pay.
Yeah, I don't mind that. That actually might make my slip.
I've seen Queens lay this number too, where they're like up by like 15, and then they only win by like 8 when they were laying 9.5 or something. So
Yeah,
I've seen them do that a lot.
that Andy Milanakis, Austin P, but I got Austin P's on my P head. I'm a P head.
Stolen Valor head coach. Is that Stolen Valor? Sorry if he actually served. I don't know. So I always
He
say
did not serve.
He did not serve. It's Stolen Valor.
That's Stolen Valor, man. That pisses me off. Then fuck. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can bet Austin P anymore. It's not Stolen Valor.
Yeah, he's wearing Fidel costume.
One of those Stolen Valor like YouTube videos, guys, just got to go out there at like halftime and be like, "Sir," and then be like, "Where's your whatever card?"
I genuinely don't know how that didn't turn into like a bigger like I don't know, political thing.
Seriously.
I think we looked into it. Like Austin Pay, like has like, they're the governors or something? I don't.
They're on the
like,
base.
Yeah, that's right. They're on the base, but still, like,
Oh, gotcha.
I wouldn't wear it. I wouldn't wear that, man.
No.
Wear a hat inside.
Yeah,
He says he does that out of respect. But if you did it out of respect, I don't know if that's respect. That's that's fuckery in my opinion. So with that being said, I'm on Queens minus the 5.5. Give me the English.
Let's go. All right, James Madison versus Georgia State. I should probably have the line up before I say it.
8.5.
Yeah, I see 9.5 actually.
Yeah, no bet for me here personally.
Yeah, no bet for me as well. I'll take JMU. No bet. I hate this Georgia State team, but I don't love this Madison team either this year.
I'll be picking JMU, but too many points for me, in my opinion. I know JMU's good at home, but I mean, you've seen consistently throughout the year that they, even Coastal Carolina at home, won by 9. So they couldn't even cover this against Coastal Carolina. I don't want to back them here against Georgia State. So I'll pick them, but no bet for me.
And I will say, just a general rule of thumb too, like 6.5, 9.5 is like, those are like two of the most difficult lines to cover if you're laying the points. Just because it's right over that key number of 2 possessions or 3 possessions, and teams do take their foot off the gas. It's so backdoorable. And James Madison, it just kind of feels like maybe a game where they get up by 20 and then don't cover the game.
Yeah, that could happen with how many possessions Georgia State shoots. To your point too, like I feel like I'd rather, this sounds crazy, but I'd rather lay like an 11 or 12.5 number than a 9.5 number, just because I feel like the books are baiting you to be like, oh, they'll win by 10 at least. Are you kidding me? Like, that's an easy thing to read, but I don't know. That might be just a little schizophrenic there. So
I mean, it feeds right into yesterday when I bet Iowa State minus 17.5.
Oh,
those in between numbers, when you're in between like the 5 and the 10, so it doesn't even matter if it, if you're at that 7.5, 8.5 number, 9.5, you're right in between that 5 and the 10. Even on the 15 and the 20, it's the same. I mean, I feel like it turns out the same. And you saw that exactly with Iowa State, up 17 at frickin' at the half, and then I think they get up by 24 with 5 minutes left, and then
they were up 24, 26 with like 5 to go.
So it's the same thing here. If James Madison's up by 16 with 5 minutes left, they coast and they end up winning by 8 because they just take their foot off the gas, don't guard, give up easy layups, don't really run an offense. And then they not necessarily letting them back in because they know that they're not going to freaking lose the game. But they give up easy buckets there down the stretch. So it's happened to me too many times.
Yeah, that's a good point on those numbers and those fucking lines. They're just kids, damn it. But cash Boise State.
Yeah.
So your boy's going to 16-10, and I will probably lose another fucking live bet on this show. God, I'm not doing that again until tomorrow. So yeah, we'll take good shit. Boise State, cash it. Good way to end the night. Come on, Rob. Let's go.
You on Boise State?
Yep, 5-4 against the spread tonight, and I lost like decimal units.
Nice.
So it's one of those days that didn't even happen.
Survive in advance.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. And 5-4, hey, I mean, we'll take it. And even it's not a blow your load day for everyone, so that's good. Jacksonville State laying 6.5 against New Mexico State. I actually really like this game, and I hate this New Mexico State team. Is this? We were just talking about this number, how it sucks.
Yeah.
But I love this Jacksonville State team at home. They did win by this same number on the road against New Mexico State. Now they're like
as Rob was saying with these mid majors, voting in the lines.
Yep.
Yeah, and I do like New Mexico State a lot here personally. They are a team that just messes with teams defensively, and they might go scoreless. Like against Liberty, I think in the second half they scored like 15 total points, but only lost that game by 10. They're just a scrappy team that does have good enough guard play to have these kind of play up spots. I do wonder how if Jacksonville State is riding maybe a little bit too high, and again, 6.5 is a number that I absolutely love taking the dog on. I am going to be betting on the Aggies here.
Elliot?
Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily have a bet in this game. But I would be, if I was going to bet it, I would be on Rob's side just after Jacksonville State got that win against Louisiana Tech on the road. I know that's a tough place to play. So that's kind of in my opinion, a max effort game. I know they dropped the one at Sam Houston. I was on that Sam Houston stinky ass line of the -2 or whatever it was, with them getting or laying points. But yeah,
I mean, to your point, like these are like the angles that we take a look at. Like that Sam Houston spot was a look ahead for Louisiana Tech, which they did, end up winning. They're looking ahead to that game, dropped the Sam Houston game, and now in this game, it's like, all right, they're coming off of the hangover spot.
Yep.
And
exactly.
It's just like I think New Mexico State's actually a money line play here. It's not priced the way I would want it to be to take the money line. Like I would like to get 3-1 of my money or near that. And right now it's like plus 200, which is, obviously just 2-1. I I'm going to hold off money line, but I love the 6.5 personally.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would definitely be on that. The only thing that scares me is just how good Jacksonville State's been at home. So that's really the only thing that's keeping me away from just already betting New Mexico State plus the 6.5. Just the fact that Jacksonville State's kind of been a wagon at home. I've kind of really have been backing them at home for pretty much the whole season.
Yep.
Yeah, I just had to pay the Wi-Fi bill real quick. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'll grossly battle you guys here, but we'll see if I end up betting this too. This just feels like a gross ass line. I'm with you there. I actually don't mind the under here. This could be a hold your nose under as well. I think this game's like a 68 to 65 game, 62. So
yeah.
Rob, do you like betting? Do you like taking the dog at the 6.5 or the 5.5?
You're talking about just like with the juice?
Just like the plus 5.5 or the plus 6.5. Because I tend to, I don't know why, but I always tend to take the dog at the 5.5, but then lay at the 6.5.
I kind of look at those lines being very similar, just from like an optic standpoint. I think that they're kind of interchangeable, despite them actually not really being interchangeable. And so, yeah, kind of indifferent there. If it also depends on just like also the optics of the win-loss records of both teams. And I do feel like people are tempted to bet an 18-8 Jacksonville State team at home, laying kind of that middling number.
Yep. No, I agree.
Yep. I'm with you. I mean, yeah, you basically get a free 2 possessions. That 3 is always scary, but sometimes too, I'll be GRP here and, I bet teams. I bet plays. So, yeah, I think college basketball, the lines are the most telling though sometimes, but they've kind of gotten lazy as we've seen and done some investigating on these lines. A little lazy on these markets, so we just got to find where they did that. All right, so UTEP versus Kennesaw State.
Fun game.
The USA game. This game is awesome.
Electric.
I didn't have my lines out, so I apologize because I had to pay my Wi-Fi bill as I went out there. Beat me to it. Feel free to say it. Okay, I found it. Kennesaw is laying 2.5 at home. Gosh, I love this UTEP team, but Kennesaw at home is a wagon, man. This is tough for me. I love both of these teams. Oh.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm on UTEP. I'm taking 2 dogs in the CUSA to both win outright. I think that UTEP is they just have the guards to suck the vibe out of a stadium. You know, like this place is absolutely going to be rocking, but UTEP can make shots. And what we've seen also with like these big games and conference play, whether it's Auburn, Alabama, or, some of these, or Florida, Auburn, or whatever else, like sometimes the crowd can be your detriment if you are down early. Like if you're going on the scoring run and you're jumping out and it's like a front runner spot, everything looks great and sounds great and feels great. But the second you have that little tough stretch, it's like it's eating you alive almost.
Yeah, I think I'll be with you here. Like initially, I'm like it's kind of saw at home, like what no question here. But yeah, I'm with you here. Let's go Miners. I like this team a lot, and they force turnovers, and they did the same exact thing.
Oh.
He didn't pay the Wi-Fi though. He didn't pay for it.
Really struggling. I said I don't know what you caught. UTEP. I just said they did it against Louisville in the Yum Center. So come on.
Yeah. No, I am. I am with you, Rob. Here, I am on a UTEP money line. On a UTEP money line play here. Biggest thing that I played with this UTEP team is I always tend to back UTEP when they are playing against a team that loves to turn the ball over. Which is exactly what a Kennesaw State offense loves to do. They are 327th in turnover percentage in the nation. So if you've got a top 5 team that forces turnovers against a team that likes to turn over the ball, give me that all day. The lack of that Kennesaw State will have due to those turnovers, and the other fact is, I know that Kennesaw State, their defense not terrible. But if you give UTEP 10 more possessions, they're a very what would I say? Very, very good at capitalizing off the turnovers via the three ball. And in terms of that, 10 extra possessions, that gets you, if they shoot 8 of those are threes, if they go even 2, 3 of 8 from 3 there, that's an extra 6 to 9 points. So I like UTEP outright here. It'll be just a straight money line play for me.
I like it.
I like it too. Bryant versus at Vermont. Oh God. Am I gonna fall for Vermont again? But it worked last time for us on Saturday.
Are they plus money?
They're catching 2.5.
Vermont, give it to me, feed me.
This Bryant team's been drilling teams, man.
This could really shake up the AEC standings.
That bigly could. 11-1 to 9-3. I think they drop this. Oh, I'll fall for it again. God, give me Vermont. I can't back this team too much more, but we've been getting lucky on these last few games, huh?
I'm interested. What, Rob? Rob, what are you looking at here?
Yeah, this is one of those games that has a lot of stakes. It kind of feels like, a number of games we've seen recently, whether it was like South Dakota State versus Omaha or Arkansas State, South Alabama tonight. And sometimes, again, the crowd can just eat you alive. And this place is going to be pretty lit. Like I like Vermont when they're playing these big games in conference. I'm right there with you guys. Like it does feel like Vermont is a desperation spot. They're playing better basketball. It's hard to get there when you've seen the lows with this team.
Oh yeah, they're putrid on offense. They stink.
Yeah.
They're tough to watch. All right, so we're almost out of the 7 o'clock slate. Oh, you got another thing? Go ahead.
I mean, I haven't even given my take, but
I thought you took Vermont.
I'll be on Vermont. Getting Vermont at plus money in the America East seems just like a too easy bet. It's just like one of those things that I'll probably always take just on the value. And the fact that we're getting Vermont plus money at home is unheard of. So the fact that we get this opportunity, I will definitely be on Vermont plus the money. I'll just, again, another money line play for me. I think this place will be lit. There at Patrick Gymnasium. They knew who's coming to town, and there's nothing else to do besides eat maple syrup and fucking go to these Vermont basketball games. So it's going to be lit in there.
Yeah. You can see. Sorry, Elliot. I thought when you said Vermont, we have to.
Oh, you're good. I just wanted to get my maple syrup take. That's it.
Yeah, that was weak as fuck. Once they took away Aunt Jemima's bitch ass, fucking pissed me off. All right, we're almost out of this 7 o'clock slate. We talked about Central Connecticut. Troy's laying of fucking number 16.5 against Louisiana Lafayette, 15 points against Louisiana Lafayette. And then we have Florida Gulf Coast against Stetson for these final 2 7 o'clock games, laying 10. Any feels on the big numbers here before we move out of this 7 o'clock tip slate? I
personally not. Nothing else that I love. I think there's a lot of like coin flips when you get in this conference, and again, I think they look at a lot of past results and just place a line right there. I do think that if you're looking at just kind of
gun to my head or gun to your head, are you laying the 15 with Troy or are you laying the 10 with Florida Gulf Coast? Or vice versa?
Vice versa for me. Stetson would be the one that I would be looking at as like the near bet. I love fading Florida Gulf Coast off of that huge win. And honestly, like that's been their MO all season long. They play down in competition, they play up to competition, and it feels very transparently of who they are.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like I would lay it with Troy more and then take Stetson. I feel like they've kind of been playing some pretty good basketball as of recent too.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not gonna bet either of these games, but I would actually be opposite. I would tend to lay it with Florida Gulf Coast here against Stetson. I know Stetson is always pretty good at these inner Florida games, but Florida Gulf Coast, they need to just kind of stay pace with that ASUN's bunched up, 1 through 6, and it really, really, really matters in this conference. It's not a neutral site conference tournament, so the higher the seed, the better chance that they get to have a couple home games, which you've seen what Florida Gulf Coast does at home. They dominate at home, so the higher they can kind of climb up in those standings, the better. So I feel like I would rather lay it with them because I think Troy off that 1 point Arkansas State away win, I think it might be a little bit of a little sleepy spot, letdown spot against Louisiana here. But again, I'm not going to bet either of these games. But that would be my personal take there.
Yeah. All right. So we're out of the 7 o'clock slate. We're moving into the 8 o'clock tip slate for Eastern. Elliot is on Eastern, so we'll double it up here. You Central Time fuckers in your lucky ass time slot. You're lucky. Central Time, I'll admit it. You guys are lucky with your time. But I'm not a West Coast. I love the West Coast, so don't get me wrong. But I don't want football on that early or my college basketball to tip at 9 a.m. either. But unless you're in Vegas, I'll say that.
I think me and Rob are in the perfect time zone. If I'm going to be honest, I think it's the perfect time zone for sports, in my personal opinion. Not because I've been raised there for the whole time.
Used to live it, man, and then they took it away. I was like 6 or 7 when they took it away. But what the fuck? How the hell do you take it away? I think, and then Indiana for once was they did the Arizona thing where it was Central Time in the winter, and then whatever Eastern Time in the summer. I have no clue. But all right, forget that. 7:30. SIU at Morehead State. This game is awesome, actually, for the OVC. SIU is only laying 1.5 points against Morehead. I've fallen for this Morehead trap consistently, and I feel like they always have been laying one, catching one. They've lost 5 in a row. It makes me want to bet Morehead again, but SIU Edwardsville is the better team. I'll take SIU Edwardsville. Better team.
Yeah, I mean, it's 100% the brand, right? When you think about the OVC, you always think of Morehead State, and you also thought of Belmont and Murray State before they chopped and abandoned it. I hate betting these kind of lines when you're talking about, again, the brand of the conference. And on the other side, from an optics standpoint, you have an 18-9 SIUE team. Just kind of feels like there's a lot going against both teams and not a lot in favor of either team.
Yeah, no, I know this was stinky. I've seen this Morehead team laying this number though too, and then I'm like, oh yeah, they're getting 1 point. That's a Hofstra team there this year too. Damn near.
Yeah. I think 100%. This is a line that is trying to get you to. It's kind of the opposite of tonight's Alabama-Missouri game. I know SIUE is on the road, but I think it's a game where they give this close enough line to really want you to bet against the underdog. So bet against Morehead, or bet on Morehead, or bet on Alabama. And so I won't fall for that trap. I think I'm going to be on SIU Edwardsville here. They took care of business against Morehead at home by 11. I think they're the better team. I think, as Rob was saying, it's more name brand, and I feel like if this was a similar record, if say a Southern Indiana was 14-13 with a 9-7 conference record, this game would probably be -4.5, -5.5 for SIU Edwardsville. I think the name brand might be bringing this down, so I'm not afraid to back SIU Edwardsville here. Laying the short number.
We were just talking shit about Wisconsin.
Yeah, no, I was in the background. I heard it. Fuck you too.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna take the money line now. I'll take the -1. What are you doing, Elliot? I'll take the money. I'll bite the juice. Take the money line.
Yeah, I'll take the money line. SIU Edwardsville's freaking 66% from the free throw line. I don't want to fuck with that. So
No line for me on West Georgia, Central Arkansas, and guess what? I don't give a shit. I feel obligated.
That might be the worst game of the entire day.
If anyone wants to chat, we'll let the chat talk about that, and if you guys want to, at least. But if there's a line that pops up, let me know. I don't see anything.
I will say it's pretty comical. The line, it's West Georgia's laying 4.5.
4?
This is like Coppin State, Maryland Eastern Shore from last week when Maryland Eastern Shore was laying 5.5 and lost by 10.
This stinks. What's the over under at?
It doesn't look like it's posted.
142.5 on DraftKings.
Okay.
Oh, jeez almighty. No bet for me. I'll pick West Georgia. Let's go, Rutgers.
Are you guys going in time order or bouncing around?
Yeah, we're up. We just got to the 8 o'clock slate on Ken Palm. So,
all right.
Southern Miss Coastal. This is when I'm refilling my drink. If you guys want to talk about Southern Miss Coastal, I will. This may be the 2 in a row that I'm just like, whatever. Take Southern Miss, I guess. It's fucking Coastal, but it's also Southern Miss.
Hey, what the fuck is Washington wearing?
It's right. It's throwing me off, dude. I keep thinking that Rutgers is scoring because it looks like it's red on my TV.
It's red to me, black and red.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So I got the white. The white I think is Washington because they're home, and then you have a fucking black and red team, and it looks like. So I've been literally looking, and they've scored like 6 straight possessions, and I've thought the wrong team was added to the score.
So it's pink. I'm looking at it now. It's pink.
Okay, I see it now.
It's probably like some breast cancer awareness thing.
Yeah,
and it's
but from afar, it looks literally like the Rutgers' home uniforms.
Yeah, it does.
Sorry, Rutgers away uniforms.
Hey, Elliot, you weren't here for this. Fucking last night still stuck with me. I thought about it all fucking day. Fuck you, and fuck you, bitch. Come on.
Hey, yeah. I got one too, brother.
Hey. Throw it again.
Where you at?
Heave it.
Where you at? I don't see you.
I'm blowing my nose, and I don't want anyone to see that. And I was almost done getting my drink, so sorry.
All right, what are we doing?
I'll just take Southern Miss because it's Coastal on the road, but I am not betting this game. Both of these teams are terrible. Southern Miss does play better at home, but I want 6.5 points. That's crazy. No, thank you.
Yeah, this is just another game that I have zero interest in whatsoever. Yeah, this game is so bad. I would never want to lay over again the 6.5 number. That it always feels so tempting because it's in the middle, but it's over 2 possessions, and I don't know. I take the points, but no bet.
I kind of want all these like low teams to just play each other, like Coastal versus, just like the worst teams in a row, like Buffalo versus Coastal. Just like maybe we have like we ever get rich, we'll host a postseason tournament once we get like really, really rich and talk into the NCAA.
Yes. We'll host the toilet bowl.
Yes. Sponsored by like the Tax Slayer, get like whatever. I don't know, like the
bottom 16.
The Dude White's toilet bowl.
Ah, that's actually pretty good. All right, Trevor, marketing genius over there. I love that. Fuck yeah. Fucking
next is Louisiana Troy. Troy's laying 15.5.
We already talked about this one.
We already talked about that one.
Eastern Washington, NoCo.
I'm not betting Eastern Washington. I'll take Norco here. I like them at home. I don't love this Eastern Washington team this year, and Does feel like a lot of points, though. It's definitely a lot of points. They are off a loss. They only won by 5 on the road in Eastern Washington.
So, fun fact in this game, since I've started tracking my record, like I've been betting since like 2016 with bookies, but I started tracking my record back in 2018, and Northern Colorado is my most profitable team in my betting existence. And unfortunately this year though, like what I've loved about them is they've always hovered around the 500 record for the past like 7 years, and they've just been so bettable, especially at home when they're at Greeley, because they have the altitude advantage. They have like always some good guard play as well, and Connect was obviously there for a spell too, but like now they're the king of this conference. They have a 19-8 record and they're laying crazy numbers like this. I don't know. I just have no feel for them right now.
Eastern Washington is off 4 wins in a row, though. So, yeah, I'll pick Norco at home. I'm not betting this, probably.
Yeah.
That's great. Shout out Norco being your number 1 bet team, though, and a profitable team. That's awesome. Let's go, Bears.
I'll be on Northern Colorado here. Not sure right now if I'll actually bet this, but I will probably end up betting this. I know that they're off that Portland State loss on the road. Now they return home. Eastern Washington just had 3 straight home games. Now they go on the road to Northern Colorado and then to Northern Arizona. I haven't been impressed with Eastern Washington at all this year. It feels like Northern Colorado will win this by double digits. But again, I don't know if I'll end up betting this or not. But I'll pick Northern Colorado minus the 9.5.
Sure. Yeah, I'll take Norco, no bet. Eastern Washington on the road, I want no part of. Norco at home, little advantage with the elevation, better team. Will not bet it. No, thank you.
Got it.
Oh, wait, here you go. Here you go.
So what's the news on this game? What's going on?
Boots on the ground. We got tickets. We just ordered tickets like an hour and a half ago. Should be fun. I think it's, what did she call it? The River City
Rumble or something?
Rumble.
River City Rumble.
One of those 2.
I know that I guess where I'm staying is like 5 minutes away from UNF's campus, so it shouldn't be too big of a drive over there. We're gonna go to TC Sawgrass tomorrow around 5-6. Get some dinner and some drinks. I'll check out TPC Sawgrass, and then we'll head over to the game. Yeah, I think Jacksonville might be my play tomorrow. Hostile territory in a rivalry match. They're laying the 1.5. They already dropped their home game to North Florida by 3. They're early on February 1st. I know they're off that kind of not necessarily embarrassing loss, but they've played basically the cream of the crop in the ASUN, North Alabama, Florida Gulf Coast. Whereas North Florida just off that Central Arkansas, Stetson kind of played the bottom tier of the ASUN. So I like Jacksonville here. I'll probably be on that, and of course, I'm going to the game, so I'll end up betting this. So give me Jacksonville.
I can't disagree with you there. I normally like this North Florida team, but Jacksonville off 2 losses. I think that they can try to minimize possessions against North Florida, and I'll take the rebounding advantage team in Jacksonville on the short spread. It kind of worked out for St. Joe's, George Washington. There's not really a free throw advantage at all whatsoever for either of these teams. So this one will be fun. Let's go with the better defense here. Let's go Jacksonville.
All right, hold on. We got to talk about
this Rutgers game. You guys got eyes on this Rutgers game?
Yeah. I wasn't gonna say anything.
Washington is selling the way that Washington does. Turnover on the inbound.
No way they turned it. No way they turned it.
He made the first one, missed the second.
He might have tipped it at the end there.
Oh man, I can't tell at this angle. They did call it Rutgers though. So
no, it's wait. I don't think he did. I think it's on Washington.
No, yeah.
I
I don't,
That's off Rutgers. Or that's off Washington.
What a fucking ridiculous sequence of events.
It is on Washington. That last angle on the
that's
100% side.
I almost said it was off Rutgers because I was looking at the black team. Fuck.
yeah, what the fuck?
Oh my god! Thank God Williams' hands did not touch that when he tried to grab it.
That is hilarious.
Oh my god!
Oh my
Come on! Get this done. Get this.
What a
freaking
perfect
done.
sequence of events for -1.5 too, because if he makes a free throw, Washington gets the last shot, probably doesn't even get a foul off. And now Rutgers just can make a bucket. Go and get one.
Dylan Harper calling it now.
Dude, he went for that steal, and I was like, oh no, they made that bucket. But
How much
that was
they dropped something for the white guard.
something, a little inbound or something. They try to get it to that white number 0 or whatever, the center.
I feel like what's about to happen is Dylan Harper's going to drive and he's going to kick out the way that I've seen him do it 7 million times in these close games. It's always the worst play because it's like, dude, you're an NBA player. Just drive to the rim and get a bucket. But he's like passive. He's not like his brother. I'll tell you that.
The one thing I worry about is if he drives and misses it, is if they make one and then decide to just miss the second one so they can't run an inbounds play.
Yeah.
That's always in the back of my head. But hey, if he misses it, we go to overtime. Sorber's out. He's fouled out. So we got that in our back pocket potentially here.
Hey, rebound, tip in, Somerville, Osabar's out. Get a little tip in. Come on.
To be honest, if I was Rutgers, I might just fucking solo one versus Bailey because nobody can guard that dude.
Dude, Ace Bailey is his stock is skyrocketing. The only time I pay attention to the NBA is the draft, and I just see where guys go, and I'm like Hami Haka is going to Miami. I was like, that dude's a good fit for that culture they have there. I don't follow it, but I know they're fucking hard nosed, just like no bullshit type of organization, and that's exactly what Mick Cronin was. So I knew he'd be a good fit, but. Yeah, after that, I don't pay attention to the NBA. And shout out college for putting games on Christmas now to where we don't have to watch the NBA. But Diamond Head Classic is now no more. We watched our last one this year. Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Some other money laundering MTE's got to get in there. Come on.
The TurboTax Tax Slayer Christmas Invitational in like Honolulu or fucking Costa Rica. I don't know, something.
I will say Jacksonville, just speaking on this game one more time, Jacksonville's defense, I think, defense travels, as we've always said. Jacksonville's defense can kind of shut down, not necessarily shut down, but limit what North Florida does from their offensive game plan. Whereas North Florida, I know Jacksonville's offense isn't great, but North Florida's defense is atrocious. So I think Jacksonville will kind of be able to get whatever they want. They're on the offensive end.
All right, Harper ball.
Fucking horrible.
Jesus.
Oh,
right,
airmail.
anyway.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
All right, now we got the fucking. All right.
That shit bugs me. That shit bugs me when you try to play hero ball and take a fucking.
Hey, do you see that? It's like Rob Deerdeck or whatever. Like that white guy. He popped out. I'm like, dude, he ain't passing you the ball. He popped out. He got it in 3-point stance, ready to go. He's fucking come on.
Well, so you know why teams are starting to do this shit, by the way. So there's an analytics push in the coaching community for college basketball where everybody wants to start your action at 5 seconds. That's the analytics because you get the last shot definitively rather than the other team getting a timeout off the rebound and getting 4 seconds to heave up a long three. It's so ridiculous bullshit. Just go get a bucket. Minnesota last night against UCLA with 10 seconds left is I'm driving to the rim and scoring. They took the lead on a 1-point lead with 7 seconds left, and UCLA didn't make a shot. You want to know why? Because college offenses aren't efficient like the NBA.
No. I kind of like I like the 12 to 10 second mark. I mean, if you have that enough time, but 8 seconds even, if the waiting around and pounding the air. If you have I hate seeing the 20 seconds and then they pound the air out of the basketball. try to at least draw up a play. Like, just play the game at that point. So
Because I mean,
Right.
like, especially
Go-
if it's
go get a
tied, if you
bucket.
miss the bucket, they need to get a rebound and still turn around, figure out what they're doing with the ball, and then you're still going to get a bad shot for Christ's sake. And then even if you're down one, you run it with 12 seconds left and you miss it, you can foul them. You still are going to have what 6-7 seconds to get it across half court and get a decent shot instead of fucking 3 seconds left, and now you got to like catch it, and then guys always shoot it, and by the time the ball gets towards the rim, the buzzer then goes off. It's annoying as shit. I absolutely despise every time it happens. I'm pretty sure I comment in the group chat. I just bitch about that. I'm like, why the fuck do you try to play hero ball? Makes no sense.
It's an analytics push. You don't want to pass a ball because it leads to fast breaks. So you set up the ISO ball at the top of the key, you drive the lane and look for a kick out to the corner so that you limit the ability for that fast transition. And you also are starting your action at 6-5 seconds to make it the last dribbling and
like
shot.
you don't even have enough time to get a tip in almost at that point too. If you take that much time off the clock, like you want to, I mean, yeah, like you're worried about the other team getting a rebound. Well, fucking think you can get a rebound there or a tip in.
Yeah.
You're ready to box out.
Or get fouled as you're going up for the rebound or something. And then regardless, if you lose on a fucking 60-foot heave like Iowa State did, granted that was a little bit different situation, but if you lose on some shit like that, then so be it.
Right. Exactly.
You
That's
chalk it
a
up
1
to
in
the
a
game.
million shot.
Yeah. I was live on Kyle Grimm's show when that happened. We all had Arizona and that shit happened. And oh my God, that shit was electric. Oh my God. Anyway, I'll take Jacksonville here too. North Florida has been very disappointing. They're 3-point reliant. Jacksonville can defend it. Jacksonville can at least rebound a little bit too. Neither shoot free throws well. So I will take Jacksonville here on the road. I think they're laying points for a reason. I think North Florida still gets respect for the beginning of the non-con when they beat South Carolina and Georgia Tech. I think it's just too much respect still. I'll go down with the ship with Jacksonville if need be, and I'm sure Avetta will probably be on Jacksonville. I think she's a Jacksonville fan, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
She likes the revenge angle. She likes when I was talking to her about it, she likes the Jacksonville dropped the home game to UNF. She thinks they split the series here in the rivalry. So,
yeah. Here we go. Banger. Southern Utah at Abilene Christian. Abilene Christian's laying 7.5. I got a whole lot of nothing on this one, to be honest. I don't think I've watched I actually have watched a couple Southern Utah games, but I don't think I've watched an Abilene Christian game.
Dude, Abilene Christian's been a wiggin' for me.
It's wagging, all right?
Games.
Like, I don't know why you guys are
wagging.
Wagging. WEHGON, wagging.
They've been a wagging.
I have no feel for this. I'll take Abilene at home. No bets.
Yeah, this is too high for me. Too high for me to want to bet it, and I don't want to be on the Southern Utah side.
What does kind of make me worried is that Abilene went into Southern Utah's building, won by 14, and are laying a significantly less line at home.
What was that line when they went into Southern Utah?
It was Abilene Christian was favored by 3 points.
3.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's a 100% a no touch for me.
Yeah.
I'll skip the Lindenwood game unless anyone wants to talk Lindenwood basketball.
Dude, why did you skip Lindenwood? No, I'm good here as well.
All right. Idaho at Northern Arizona. NAU's laying 3.5 over under 148.5.
2. Fuck. NAU gets some flack, but I kind of like this NAU team sometimes. But I like them catching points, not laying points.
Right.
They've been okay as of recent. Idaho wins one, loses one. They just lost one. These teams haven't played this year yet. Yeah. No, they did. And Idaho lost by 8 at home.
Yeah, I've had terrible reads on NAU all year. I've lost a lot of money betting against them. So
They're not good ATS, but they have been recently, kind of.
And they're not good ATS except when I'm betting against them. Then they're undefeated because I am 0-4 betting against their Northern Arizona this season.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'll pick NAU. I like this Idaho team a lot better than their teams past though, so I'm probably not betting this.
Yeah, I'll take Idaho here. Not sure. We'll probably end up just sparring on this, Huffer. I think Northern Arizona, they beat Idaho by 8 on the road. So I think it's a good spot for Idaho to kind of get revenge and getting the 3.5 kind of helps relieve that of a kind of a late game meltdown. So I like Idaho here.
Yeah, I'll take NAU at home. Elevation, Idaho. This may be more of a spite thing, but they burned me a bit this year, so I'll take NAU at home. Laying more than a possession, but I'm not going to bet this game. Again, no real feel. I've probably caught like 3 total games combined for these two this year. So nothing for me, but I do have a great game on deck.
Oh, yeah.
This is the best game of the night. It's the best game of the night.
It's arguably up there. I think top 5 for sure, without a doubt.
I think this is the best game, personally.
Yes.
Love the ASUN.
For mid-major people, yeah. If we're discounting the P5s for sure, this is definitely top 3. Yep. One of the top.
Yep.
I'm typing in the last couple if anyone wants to start this off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, no, I like Lipscomb here. Again, this is one of those things where the optics, I think, matter when you're looking at the line. And 6.5 here, like, again, this is a tough line to lay, but the reason why they're laying 6.5 points against the 20-8 Northern Alabama team is that, they are Alex Starling. They're also a team that I think is super volatile. I'm going to trust Lipscomb off a loss where EKU the other night was absolutely on fire for senior night. Also a big game for the standings. If Lipscomb, and this also, I will say, it does kind of eerily reek of that Arkansas State game that we saw tonight, where Arkansas State just fell flat and lost outright. So that's my only pessimism here. But I do like Lipscomb laying the points, and I think they win by double digits.
I like the under here. I think a lot of people see this number and be like, oh, this is a for sure fire over. But if you look at like possession length on defense, Lipscomb and North Alabama can hold teams. They're middle of the road for that in the country, more on the latter side. And their defenses are actually pretty damn good. The thing is, their offenses are super efficient. But I think when we see those two style of clashes of offense in the mid-major games, those high-end offenses, it's not always just a for sure smash spot on the over. And I think just for how close and the implications of this game is, we see a close game. And yeah, I'd have to lean Lipscomb as well. And going to my under, I think it's just we see like a 77-65 game, or 77 to 62, 75, 62.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like a bounce back spot at home with Lipscomb here. That Eastern Kentucky was a primo spot for Eastern Kentucky, and like Rob said, they shot lights out that game. They were definitely showed up and got ready for that game. So I think Lipscomb at home against the top dog here. That 5.5 is nasty, but I think that's kind of potentially getting played out a little bit this year. More people have caught on to it. It's like the unranked home favorites versus ranked road favorites. I think this 5.5 number people are starting to catch on to a little bit. So I'll dive into it. I'll take the 5.5 with Lipscomb. And with that being said, I think it'll probably get bought down a little bit because North Alabama's a good team. People love them, and people hate that 5.5. So I think we can probably get a better number with Lipscomb tomorrow, to be honest. So I'll hold off on this. I will be more than likely on Lipscomb tomorrow night. EIU at Southern Indiana. Huff, you got anything for that?
Go ahead, Elliot.
Wait, what?
Elliot,
Did I skip you?
Yeah, he might be battling. He's going
Yeah.
back.
I'll
That
be
was
on.
technical games.
I'll be on North Alabama here. I think it's a big spot for Tony Pujols and company. They've got the 1-game lead over Lipscomb in Eastern Kentucky right now. If they can get this game, they've got the away game against Central Arkansas, and then Queens at home. So they kind of control their own destiny here. Not sure if they'll get it done on the money line, but if you're giving me plus 5.5, I don't mind taking the 5.5 here. I mean, Lipscomb here at home, they dropped a couple games. They lost to Queens at home, and they've also lost to Eastern Kentucky at home. They've taken care of business against the teams that they should have at home. And I know that last time out there, they beat Florida Gulf Coast by 14. But I think I'm on a similar angle to Huffer. There's a nice play here. Both teams are good defensively, slow possession. So I can see this coming down to 1 or 2 possessions. And if I can get lucky on the 2 possession side and have it only be a 4 or 5 point game rather than 6, I will take that. So I'll be on the North Alabama plus the 5.5.
All right. Anything on Eastern Illinois and Southern Indiana, the Screaming Eagles?
Other than Southern Indiana has just been like my absolute heartbreaking X this year. They've sucked.
The one from Savannah?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, call back.
That's a poll.
That is a poll.
God, what was that, like December TCE? They're talking about that,
Oh, God, yeah,
something like that.
They sent me a sweatshirt somewhere around here.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Oh, that was a great.
Before that, Jen's got a nice stat here. 57% of the plus 5.5 are won and covered since start of this month. So that's a nice stat to have.
That's what we were talking about earlier, Huff and Elliot. Like 5.5 and 6.5. Those are lines that like feel so tempting because they're just small enough in that middle. But the reality is you're laying two full possessions, and there's a lot of backdoor ability there, and just in general, you usually don't want to be laying that number unless you can kind of pick a spot.
Yep. I'll take Southern Indiana here, by the way. This game stinks, but I want to dive into it and see it. Come on. Defend the land, defend the hills down in Southern Indiana. You know, Rob, people say that the Midwest is flat. Kansas, well, I don't know too much about. But in Western Iowa, there's some rolling hills. They're very nice. Southern Indiana, there's some good hills. So let's go Southern Indiana for the hills.
Yep, land of the hills.
I think Southern Indiana again. Talking about the phone-in lines, they beat Eastern Illinois on the road by 4. And here we go. We're laying about 2.5, just right close to that number. I will say that you look at it, they've dropped their last 3 home games. But this is a game where they've got 2 home games left. They got SIUE on Saturday. I don't think that they're going to get that one done. I think that they know that this is the game to get for their last home game, their last chance to at least get a win. I mean, maybe they can pop up and beat SIU Edwardsville, but I'll take Southern Indiana. I think they're decent at home. And who is EIEIO to be only getting plus 2.5? So give me Southern Indiana minus 2.5.
As a Southern Indiana guy born and raised for 5 years, I got to go with the Screaming Eagles here.
Go.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm a Wisconsin guy through and through. Shout out to the fuck Craig Council. But as a guy, I got to take Screaming Eagles. I think at home, they're going to play better. Pretty stupid, but that student section is about 3 feet from you on the sidelines and under your basket here. So, I'm going to believe in the student section. All 25 of them that show up, I think they get it done here. They pull a huge help for the Screaming Eagles. So I'll take them, but no bet for me personally in this one. This one, we talked about on Kerm Show and I disappeared. This one's interesting. I'm curious what you guys got to say about this one because I think just about everybody got burned on Martin the other night.
Yeah. Let's see what Tennessee Tech is laying. 2.5? It says. In Cookeville, they lost 3 of their last 4. They beat Tennessee Martin on the road in overtime. Tennessee Martin's kind of caught some momentum. They did lose Tennessee State. Did take Tennessee State. I'll take Martin. I'm not betting this game though. I think they've kind of. I'll ride the momentum with the Skyhawks.
Yeah, I hate UT Martin personally, and Tennessee Tech is like one of those scrappier teams too, where it's one night you can get a completely different version of them versus a different. Like they will first force turnovers, they'll start fights. They're like the scrappy. They're like basically like a JUCO. But yeah, I'm staying away on this game.
Yeah, Milwaukee Bummers. We got to put a slide in fucking left field to make it interesting.
Yeah, I don't think that Tennessee Tech. I mean, they finished the year on a 4-game homestand. This is the start of it. UT Martin. I've kind of been. I was a little bit high on them here at the start of the conference play, and then I started to fade them. Then I tried to get back on them, and that did not go very well against Tennessee State. I know Rob, Tennessee State's been a team that you've been backing all year. So I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I've got no conviction either way. So give me Tennessee Tech. Just off of the short road, just the short rest with UT Martin, they're dropping that game. So I'll take Tennessee Tech -2.5, but I'm not going to bet this.
Yeah, I kind of like UT Martin here. I mean, they just sold on everybody the other night, and Tennessee State shot 50%. 12 to 24 from 3. They had 20 to 33 from the free throw line. They shot pretty good. Martin just couldn't take advantage of it. I think that was a brutal enough loss where they got embarrassed enough at home. You know, they did climb back and make the score not respectable, but better than what it was throughout the game. I think they kind of show up. I think it's a little bit of a too much of an adjustment on the line here. You know, they're fine. It's a revenge spot. I'll take Martin. I'm not going to bet it. Just like you guys, I'm scarred on this fucking team here. Oh, here we go. All right, Rutgers, just make your 2 free throws, and then you can give
You're still shooting free throws.
What the fuck are you talking about? Washington just shot a 3 and it was an air.
Oh, yeah, no. I thought you were still on the old free throws from.
No. We're on the new section of free throws.
Wait, hey,
he misses one.
How much time is left in the second half for you?
4.1 in overtime.
Thank God he made that.
That was a wrap.
He needs to make both.
Yeah, he needs to make both, or otherwise this is getting backdoored and we're pissed.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
Definitely enough. Shut up, Huff. I gotta mute.
You missed? Huff?
I have no idea what you guys are saying.
Oh!
All right, Bailey shoots. Miss. Oh
no.
Okay, hand off.
Yes. Oh, thank what? Oh.
No, I'm just fucking with
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah, Huff is the worst. Dude, I thought I missed a foul on the 3 or something.
Let's go. There's another live. There's another live.
All right.
Let's go.
You know, I
chat.
not officially. You know, not officially for my own, like the posts I play or put out or whatever, but in the green to end the night with Rutgers. I love it.
Let's go. Yeah.
17
and 10 for your boy today. Let's go.
Nice, very nice.
I've been scarred from firing like I was for that 3-week stretch because of how awful it's been lately. So I've been trying to hang around, you know, just a measly 10 to 12 plays on the weekdays, you know, just measly, but that'll put me at 4-7 today. All right. Shout out Missouri, Boise live and Rutgers live to fucking bring me back from absolute piss. But hey, that's another live chat play that we've cashed. All right, that's we hit those quite a bit on the show. Knock on wood. It's fun to sweat it out with the gang here. USC at Maryland. Maryland's laying 10.5. Now this and the Ohio State game, one of the home teams is going to cover the 10.5. I think the other team's probably going to lose outright. Like, it's just the way the Big Ten is.
Yeah.
But I still believe both home teams covered, to be honest. I still think
I think from an optic standpoint, though, don't you think that Ohio State feels like one of those stinkier high lines, and this kind of feels like a reasonably priced 10.5 that probably burns because people are betting Maryland, thinking that's just going to be a blowout?
Yep, I'm with you. We talked this one, and I was those Crimson Toast like USC. I went with Maryland. I just don't think USC has the bigs down low. You got Gillespie and Rice for Maryland who can make shots, take over games, and do their thing. USC, they did travel for the West Big Ten over here, but that was like was it Illinois, Wisconsin, or some shit, Indiana, Illinois. Mm-hmm. Now they're going full East Coast. Maybe it's a little bit of a travel difference here. I think Maryland too. I think both teams honestly cover, but I know in my heart of hearts, the way the betting shit goes, that both Big Ten teams are not going to cover at home. Yeah. So I picked Maryland. I didn't bet it on the other show. I think Ohio State is the one. I think Maryland may let people down. They win this game by like 8 points or something. I feel like this is one where we sit off and maybe we can get a bought down like 8.5 somewhere on there with Maryland. And then, like I said, they lose by or win by like 8 or 9, or 10. Mm-hmm. They just don't get over that hump. It's a tight game, and then they pull away late by making shots, getting rebounds, and USC kind of pissing down their leg. But it's going to be a no bet for me on this Maryland game. It's going to be but Maryland or nothing for me.
To your point, the only game they haven't been competitive on the road is against the Hoosiers. They've been pretty competitive. And Purdue, both Indiana games. So, yeah, I just feel like it's a lot of points. I kind of want to take USC here, but it is tough fading Maryland. But they have not, even with their good team. Like, how about you go show up to those games? Why aren't people showing up to those games? Like, they have a legit team that could make a run, and I feel like a lot of teams are crowning this as this team that can make a run in the tournament already, which is a death sentence in college basketball. But they got the pieces to surprise some teams. That's for damn sure. And they covered against that sorry-ass Wisconsin team, so they didn't cover against IU. But
you're talking Maryland now?
Yeah.
Yeah, big fucking deal. Big fucking deal. Wisconsin had to go to Maryland. And I'm not saying, Maryland's better than Wisconsin, but, it was a little tough road spot. The game was tighter in the final score. Let's be honest here.
Out of all the games tomorrow, there's a lot of mid-major games. This one might not be the one I bet, but I'll take Maryland with you, Stooley. Just a lot of points. Tough to do it.
And I will say, do you guys remember the Maryland home game versus Minnesota? Like from I want to say it was like mid-January, where they were laying 14.5 at home and Minnesota won the first half.
Yep.
I feel like sometimes there are programs that just they feel better in that middling underdog type of role. And when they are the front runner and everybody's getting behind them, they have those drop spots. I don't know. I think this line is weirdly priced at that 10.5.
Yeah, I will. I don't know. I'll freaking I'll take the points in USC, but I don't want to mess with that.
Yeah, actually, Matt, wasn't it was a Big Ten game. I think it was Maryland. Wasn't Maryland chanting "You suck dick" on the TV broadcast? I don't know if you guys caught that, whichever game it was, but one of the student sections was chanting "You suck dick" whenever the other team had the ball, and you could clearly hear it on TV. And the announcers tried to talk louder and could not cover it up. I tweeted about it. I forget which fucking game it was. I think it was
you suck dick, baby. It's pandemonium in here. All right, so two differences there. SEMO, Western Illinois. No, thank you. Move on.
Yeah, I got nothing. I'll take Western Illinois because who the fuck is SEMO to lay 10.5 points to anybody?
Sure, I'll join you too.
SEMO's good, man.
Yeah, they're good this year compared to Western Illinois.
Give me SEMO. My boy Brad Korn from fucking K-State. I'm not gonna bet it, but give me SEMO. I'll pick them minus the 10.5. We can spar.
Okay.
Oh, actually, Matt Reynolds is right. Maryland was chanting "You suck dicks" at Josh Dix in the second half of the Iowa-Maryland game on Sunday. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
That makes more sense now. You suck dick. That's funny. Hey, shout out Maryland student section for that one. That's just some good, clean fun.
Yeah, I miss that shit. Fucking, we need enough of this fucking stuff. Everyone needs to just start chanting stuff. Rude. We need hostility again back in the programs.
Yeah, I totally blocked that out of my brain as an Iowa fan because Iowa was up 51-47 at halftime and then gave up a 24-0 run. So,
yeah,
I stopped watching.
How many times have they fucking given up a lead this year? Not to put salt in the wound, Rob. My God.
Iowa should have got that done though, but and go back to the last game. I typed that in earlier, like maybe 20 minutes earlier. It's already up to 11 for USC. So clearly we got Maryland money coming in. So at this point, I'm going to lean more towards USC. Getting all these points personally.
Oh yeah, this is getting better.
Illinois. I will drop the link. We don't have a Discord. Maybe we'll do that in the future. Maybe not. But we update our picks on this Google spreadsheet. I just dropped in the comments, so you can follow that along every day. But yeah, next game. Yeah, baby. You see that? You see that? Yeah, that's a John L. Davis signature. No biggie.
So you're fading FAU.
You're fading the Wichita State upset win.
Potentially here, yeah. Here, I gotta display that probably. There we go. Nope, shit, not over.
I'll join you, but I don't like this Florida Atlantic team to lay 7.5. So I'll join
better,
you. No bet for me, man. No bet. But I'll take it with you.
Yeah, they're peaking at the right time. FAU. I mean, I think a lot of people were burned on them and Indiana State because of how they were playing earlier in the season, and they were the big brands last year. And as of late, FAU is looking like they're starting to piece things together. They're actually like an offensive team that can cover a line like this out of nowhere, seemingly. And Wichita State, to that point, huge upset win. It was a bullshit upset. I was on the Wichita State money line in that game against Memphis, but oh my God, did they pull that thing out of their ass. I mean, it took a lot of Penny Hardaway and Memphis style of ball choking that thing down the stretch to even get it to overtime to win that thing outright.
Yeah. Nope. Go for it.
Yeah. I'll be on Florida Atlantic here. I'll fade my Shockers off the big home win against Memphis. I do know that Rocco Miller will be there at the game. I think I was talking to him tonight. He'll fly in.
You should go to this fucking game.
He flew it's Boca Raton. It's like 4 hours south of me. So
I'm pretty sure it's Seinfeld night. Sorry. Continue.
I won't.
Yeah, it is Seinfeld night. Kramer's gonna be there.
Yeah, don't give him.
But yeah, so I know Rocco's going to be there. So it should be a pretty good game. But I'll be on FAU here. The line kind of scares me though. A little 7.5 seems like a stretch, but it also seems like it might be telling that FAU wins this by double digits.
Yeah, and to that point too, FAU, their last 3 home games were decided by all wins, by the way, but decided by 12, 22, and 20 against UTSA, South Florida, and Charlotte.
Say, Jerry, should we bet Florida Atlantic 7.5?
It's starting to seem like I don't mind that bet.
Yeah, I'm betting FAU. This team, like you guys, I did not bet them to start the year. Like as you know, last year was a heartbreaker for me as a big John L. Davis and FAU guy. I was heartbroken by the effort and everything that was put out with this team last year. But like Rob said, the last 5-6 games, they've really pieced it together. They've figured it out. You know, it's took longer than it should have, but they figured it out. They're scoring points. You know, their defense isn't bad, but they play so much possessions that even if they play good defense, they're still giving up 75 a game, but they're scoring like 90 plus. So I like FAU. You get Wichita State off the Memphis upset. Hand up on that. I bet Memphis on Sunday. I did not factor in that, yes, it was Memphis under double digits, but it's Sunday where weird shit happens. So that was my fault. But I like FAU here. I think they get it done. They show up. Kolovictitis, whatever the fuck that Russian dude's name.
I just got diagnosed with something. Is what it
I need that soundboard.
I thought I was broken out.
Colavardis. Yeah, that's like
Volcatitis. That's it. There we go. I had to think about it.
A pharmacy commercials on or whatever, a drug.
Yeah, ask your doctor about Volcatitis. You may be allowed or given a.
That sounds like a new STD. That sounds like a new STD that's floating around Boca Raton.
Side effects include betting SEMO, laying 10.5. Side effects.
I'm taking Florida State here, or Florida Atlantic here. You know, they've been playing better. I think they're peaking at the right time. You got fucking Kramer in the building. Boca Raton is going to be going nuts. I will take Florida Atlantic laying the points at home off of the and Wichita off the Memphis loss, or win. So give me Owls. We're owling up tomorrow, boys. Let's go.
Love it.
La Tech at Middle Tennessee. Now, I've had problems with Middle Tennessee because they don't fucking cover at home, but they've been winning on the road. Like they've fucking done a 180, just schizophrenic team as of what we've been used to the last couple of years. But La Tech's been pretty fucking bad coming down the stretch here.
Yeah,
I like Middle Tennessee. No real feel on this one though, because both teams have burned me.
I like Middle Tennessee State here. It's Middle Tennessee at home. I've seen La Tech. They lose what, 3 out of their last 4. I've watched them play. They just haven't been able to get up, and they did cover, I believe, against not cover against Jacksonville State, excuse me, but they were competitive. This is a tough stretch for them to end the season. I'll take Middle Tennessee at home. I like this. I like this team. They bounce back on the road. Now they're coming back home.
Yeah, I'll be on Middle Tennessee as well. I've followed the trend of betting La Tech at home and fading them when they're on the road. Unfortunately, I bet La Tech at home the last 2 games that they dropped. So I'll continue to fade them on the road and hopefully get some money back for those 2 that I lost. Trying to back them at home.
Yeah. I kind of leaned to I leaned initially towards Louisiana Tech when it was 5.5. At the same time, though, no real conviction, and I do like Middle Tennessee State at home there.
Yeah, have you guys noticed they just like fallen flat at home lately? Like they were good, and then middle of the season, just it's depressing. Like it's been one of the staples in the betting community. Like for people that follow this, that Middle Tennessee at home is when you back them and you fade them on the road, but. Conference play started, it's flipped. So hopefully it comes back tomorrow because I will probably bet Middle Tennessee. I'm still a sucker for a nice short line with Middle Tennessee at home.
Trevor, can we combine the Big Sky games so we don't have to do them all separately?
Yeah. You talking Utah Valley here?
No, we don't. Let's just do the Big West. Fuck. Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Well, if the chat really wants to, or if Rob or if anybody really wants to talk Big Sky, drop the games. We'll talk about them. Otherwise, we'll just kind of get into the Big West to end the night here, WCC. But Bakersfield at Davis. Davis laying 4.5. Essentially, can Ty Johnson cover 4.5? I mean, yeah. I mean that's all it comes down to at the end of the day.
Oh man, yeah, 100% to your point, and it's just like it's like betting on the most volatile team in the country because if he doesn't make his shots, they'll lose by 20. They also could win by 20. There's a range of outcomes in this game, and I feel like the line is weirdly low.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'll be betting Davis here. Cal State Bakersfield's defense is terrible. I think that'll allow UC Davis to kind of get what they want, or I guess, as you guys say, allow for Johnson to get whatever he wants. So I think that they won't be able to really stop him. And UC Davis's defense should definitely lock up Cal State Bakersfield, especially away from home. I believe Cal State Bakersfield. I was trying to look at this. Cal State Bakersfield beat UC Davis by 11 on the road earlier on this season. So I look for UC Davis to get revenge here, split the series, home and home. So give me UC Davis. I think they can lock up Bakersfield on the offensive end, and Ty Johnson, as you said, Trevor, will be able to score enough to get them to win this by at least 5.
Yeah. Oh, go for it, Huff.
Oh no, I'll take UC Davis here. This number's kind of stinky, though. I agree. It's a little scaring me, but I just don't like this Bakersfield team. I'll take Davis. Could totally see them winning 74-70.
Yeah. I like Bakersfield at home on that fucked up Smurf court. Not a fan of them on the road, really. Ty Johnson's been solid. I'll take UC Davis, but this isn't my favorite Big West game of the night. That's for sure. I will still watch it. I will have quad screen going with the Big West. It's gonna be sick. We got a late Coosa game. Sam Houston at Western Kentucky. I talked about this on Kerm's show. Shout out Kerm's. Yes, we're still live. We're a bunch of sickos here. But Sam Houston, they popped up against Jacksonville State, and what was their other win at home? They had another win at home. I forget, but let me look it up quick. Yeah, they popped up against Jacksonville State and Kennesaw. Kennesaw, we know, doesn't play great on the road. They're more of a home team, similar to what Middle Tennessee used to be. But Sam Houston, I think, they pop up good at home. They play well. Now they're going to hit the road. Western Kentucky, I believe, off 3 losses. They lost at Kennesaw, Jacksonville State, top of the conference, and then Middle Tennessee, which Middle Tennessee, like we said, been better on the road. I think getting Sam Houston on the road after they played well at home, I think they kind of fall flat. I think Western Kentucky gets it done here. So I'm going to take Western Kentucky 3.5 in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you here. I'll take Western Kentucky. I like them at home.
Why is the scoring so short?
Sam Houston just knocked off Kennesaw and Jacksonville State, and they I'm pretty sure they did it pretty convincingly for the most part. 5-point win against 2-point win against Kennesaw, but
their luck's run out. What I was gonna say is that I think this Western Kentucky team, different style of basketball than what we've seen them in under Steve Lutz, and now that they're kind of a more defensive based team, I think this is going to be a struggle while Western Kentucky still runs and guns. I just don't see them keeping up with this. So yeah, maybe the momentum is why the line's like that, but I'm not afraid of it. I'll take it.
Line open at 6 and steam down.
Oh shit! Seriously.
What?
That's kind of crazy.
What was it?
They're saying chat's saying the line opened at 6, got steamed down to -3.5.
Oh, you know what that means? People with
you
fucking
lay
Sam Houston reverse LV. Sam Houston by 8.
Damn right.
Yeah, I kind of lean the way you guys are thinking, where Sam Houston has picked off 2 notable teams in this conference, and now it just kind of feels like the sell point. Yeah, I no bet for me, but I would take WKU.
Never thought I would
see if maybe we can catch 3 with Western Kentucky. Maybe we can catch a 3.
Never thought I'd be selling high on a 3-10 Conference USA team on the road, but here I am. Give me Western Kentucky -3.5.
Let's go.
Absolutely. I love that it opened up at 6 now. Fuck yes. Reverse CLV has absolutely been a curse this year in college basketball. Utah Valley at Utah Tech. Valley's laying 7. The Wolverines, I believe, 7.5 over under 155. Yeah. Yes, it does. Rob, take it off. It seems like you got a. All right. What you got, Elliot?
No, I'm just saying. No, I don't have anything on this game. I'm just pissed off that they're named Utah Tech now. Dixie State was such a better name. Like,
Yeah.
Pretty sure they can't say Dixie State because isn't that some racist thing or whatever? Like from the South.
Who knows? The land of the whites in Utah, they probably think Dixie's fucking talking about your sister's hooker or something.
Utah Technical Polygamy School. It's like that's what they should change it to.
UTPS, lay it,
dude. Fuck this game. I'll take Utah Tech. I'm not betting this fucking game. No way.
Yeah, give me Dixie State. Don't love it.
Yeah. Interstate, young small brother here, Utah Valley, only laying 7.5. Like if this was like 9.5, 10, I'd be more implied with Valley. But I'll take the younger brother here. I think they get up for this game. What else do they have to really fucking play for this year? This is the one. Give me Tech. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Huff's a Cal Poly apologist. Why don't you start off with this one there, Huff?
I'm a what? Sorry.
Well, maybe apologist is a strong word. You like Cal Poly.
I liked them back in like November and December. I like UC San Diego way better. But they always are laying this number. I'm not afraid to lay it at home. I think UC San Diego, I don't care how many possessions Cal Poly can get. I don't care. I don't care if they're competitive. I don't care. I've seen them lose. They are at home, though. It's a little scary. But I'd be tough to fade UC San Diego here.
I have a strong take in this game.
And it's on Cal Poly.
Yeah, Rob's about to say Cal Poly, sprinkle the money line.
Yeah, he's not.
I'm actually betting. I've already bet the money line at plus 720 is where I got it. I think Cal Poly is so fucking live in this game. You got to wonder about the psychology of a team that's sitting on top of the conference. Only their 6th year in Division I hoops, and also like UC Davis has just been smoking every single team that they play. I think this is going to be kind of like that UC Riverside game where they went in there, they were playing some really hot basketball and lost in overtime on the money line to UC Riverside. And you look at Cal Poly over recent games here, and they are, playing a lot better basketball. They beat Hawaii, beat Cal State Fullerton convincingly. They're winners of 4 of their last 6, and they only lost by 4 against Northridge last time out on the road. This is also their first game or second game in their last 6 where they're at home. I think a lot is lining up here with Cal Poly, and I'm 100% betting the money line here.
All right.
Rob, that's, goddamn, that's you drawing me in, but get the fuck out of here. Give me Tritons. Let's fucking go. They're not fucking around.
Let's do it.
They're not fucking around. They have not been fucking around in these games. They're fucking rolling. Their losses are to Irvine, which they responded back and bent them over at home, and then Riverside, who's the clear number 3 in this conference. So other than that, have they won a game by less than like 17 points? I don't know, but I'm not going to count up these scores here. But I'll take San Diego. I'll go down with the ship. Like Irvine was this team. Irvine is now kind of dicked around. They win their games, but they've dicked around and like won close games and pulled some shit out of their ass. I'm not going to dick around with UC San Diego personally. I think they've overtaken my my number 1 in the power rankings for the Big West here. I think UC San Diego is the better team, and clearly they have not dicked around. Who's the coach? Olin has not let them sleepwalk through anything. So if they don't cover the 13.5, I hope they lose outright and you get your money line. But if not, I hope UC San Diego fucking plows them by 20 points here.
Yeah,
does the over feel like a play? Sorry, Elliot. I was just saying, does the over feel like a play?
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
Thanks for
if Rob's on like the Cal Poly money line, which 100% like we know what Cal Poly does, but I think if Cal Poly covers, there's no chance this doesn't go over.
Thanks for foreshadowing my play, Huffer. But I will be on.
I got mine in.
I'll be on the over here. I think Cal Poly. Not quite sure I have nuts big enough as Rob's to go for the money line stab. But I do like Cal Poly plus the 13.5. So I think the safest bet here would just be the over 159.5, just in case Cal Poly just runs out of gas there down the stretch and ends up losing this game by 15, 16. I feel like you could also look at the team total for UC San Diego, team total for Cal Poly, if you wanted to attack a specific side in this game. But personally, I will be on the over 159.5. I think this game definitely is going to be played in the 80s, both teams, personally, which would also make me like Cal Poly plus the 13.5.
Let's go.
Yeah, Kyle brought this up. He wants to know if we'll talk this game. I'm sure you guys did. Is everyone else on the show a Vermont hater, or is it just me? Hey, I picked Vermont on your show, all right? I've flipped back around. I think Vermont's been playing better basketball. They burned me last time out. I faded them. Shout out Kyle. He did have the money line. Good for you. But Brian's won, 13 straight or something, or 12 of the last 13 or something. Now you're going to Vermont, who has been the class of this conference for a while. They started playing better. Maybe they figured it out towards the end of the season here. And it's a revenge spot where they got housed by 20 points on the road. I think Vermont's going to win this game. Obviously, the spread's 1.5, 2. So I'm going to take Vermont just on the money line. And if I get burned by a 1-point loss or something, so be it. But Vermont, there's two ways this goes. Vermont wins by 13, 8 points, somewhere around there, close to a double digit, or Vermont just wins this game outright. So curious you guys' thoughts. If you guys already talked about this, might be, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Vermont here. Not very many times you get Vermont plus money in the America East, let alone getting Vermont plus money at home in the America East. So I will definitely be on Vermont money line here. I just think it's too good of a number to pass up. I think the place will be rocking there in Vermont. And I think their defense will be able to tame down Bryant's offense. And I think it's kind of a, Bryant is, the front runner there in the America East. And it's kind of one of those spots where Vermont's going to be like, hey, not so fast. We still have a say in this America East, kind of a big brother type of a deal. So I think I'm on Vermont money line.
Rob, anything for you on this one?
Honestly, no. I think this is one of those games that, again, you're getting the brand of this conference and sort of their worst year. And Bryant, they have been rolling through everybody. I can see both angles. I think this place is going to be lit. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I just don't want to hand it from a betting standpoint.
But you guys have to agree, Vermont either wins this game or they lose by double digits. And it's just a Bryant steamroll. And we're like, well, of course, fucking Bryant steamrolled them.
Right.
Who didn't see this
coming? I agree.
So, yeah, one of those.
I don't like that range.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say this. If you're going to bet Bryant, I think you just all bet him -3.5. Get a nice plus money on that because it's not going to be close to either lose or they just blow them out. Huff anything? Well, or chew your Oreos up and then
I was eating fucking crackers, not Oreos. Have some
crackers.
Saltine crackers. Jesus Christ, man.
No, some Ritz. No,
you have 40 units. You should be able to buy some fucking good shit.
I was eating some Ritz crackers and some cheese. So fucking chill your ass out. Some good cheese too.
Some of that.
I knew I heard that. I heard the can in the background.
The cheese whiz.
Hell no, I'm not doing cheese whiz. That shit's disgusting. Fuck no. No, some nice Merlot cheese. Man, give me Vermont. I'm not fucking talking about this game again though. God, talk about this forever though.
All right, and speaking of the devil, we got Irvine here. Someone wants to start us off with some Irvine talk. 6.5. We're starting to get a little low on these lines.
Yeah, rivalry game here.
Suns won 7 of their last 8. Lost to Irvine by 10 at home. Only catching 6.5. I mean, Irvine's already bounced off their losses. I just feel like CSUN might be the fake sharp play of the day here. I kind of like CSUN at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the win-loss record is playing into the optics of this game, and that's why it's 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't love either side. I could also see UC Irvine, like they almost feel like they peaked too early. Because they haven't been playing that good a ball as of late. Like I know that they got trounced by UC San Diego, but then the next time out, it was a close game against Santa Barbara. Even the game before that loss to UC San Diego, they played like a weird banger against Cal Davis or UC Davis rather, and I don't know, just haven't been feeling the steam down the stretch at all.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Fuck you, Elliot. Bullshit. You love Kansas so much you had to fucking go halfway across the country. Speaks volumes of that state.
World traveler, and I had to get away from the fucking 11 inches of snow that I've got going on right now. So I'm glad I'm in Florida.
True Midwestern, spoken like a true Midwestern man right there. How do you get away from the snow?
I'm serious. I dealt with 14 inches of snow fucking goddamn like a month ago. I didn't want to do it again, so here I am.
Whatever. Yeah, I kind of like CSUN here. I know we're kind of getting towards a buy low point on Irvine a little bit here, but to Rob's point, they have not been playing great lately. I know their losses are Oregon State, Duquesne, which is a fucking weird one. They lost by 16, but Riverside, the clear 3, and then UC San Diego in the revenge spot. But they played CSUN when they were playing better ball. They won by 10 at home. Now you got CSUN at home. Irvine off of the Hawaii travel also, so maybe a little jet lag potentially here. And they beat Hawaii by like 16-17. It was a bigger win. So I like CSUN here. I don't have the nuts to actually fade Irvine, even though they have not been blowing teams out personally. Because I was high on this team. So it'd be CSUN or nothing for me in this one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We're good. We're good on the next. All right. Pacific at San Fran. 2 ways this one can go. San Fran by 25 or Pacific loses this game by 8. Like there's no in between. We got San Fran. They have a bigger game on deck if I'm not mistaken. They have Oregon State on the road at Corvallis. They just played San Diego on the road, won by 23. Fly back home or fly drive, whatever the fuck. Probably drive at San Francisco. Home against Pacific, but Pacific has gotten up against some decent teams. I mean, LMU, Washington State twice. They beat them. I know otherwise they get blown up by like 30 points, but I think San Francisco, they got their pent up rage out after the Gonzaga game on the road there at San Diego. Now they got Pacific with Oregon State at Corvallis on deck, who, if we're aware of what Oregon State has done at home this year, they're fully aware of it. So potentially we get a little sleepy spot here. Maybe San Fran comes out and is up by like 18.5, and then they win by like 13, or they're come out slow and it's a 4-point game at halftime, and then they pull away and win by like 14-15. But I lean Pacific in this way. In this game, I think they can manage to hang in, given the spot, but don't like it enough to bet one way or another. Because, like I said, San Fran wins by 25, or they win by 8. There's no in between really with this team.
I'll take San Francisco here. No bet. I like their War Memorial. I think this Pacific team has spent their times covering these games against bigger teams. I don't necessarily think there's much of a look ahead spot either. So don't love this number. I'll pick San Francisco though.
Yep, right there with you guys. No bet, but I do think this is probably a lay spot, if anything.
Yep, I'm there too. Lay it with the Dons.
Shocker! Everyone fades me. Go figure. I knew how would roll his eyes on that one. Fullerton's at Santa Barbara.
Over there, fucking talking about Culver's.
We're not doing this right now. It's too late in the show. We're not doing this right now. We're not gonna do this. Fullerton's at Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara's laying 15.5. Anyone wanna kick this one off? I'm sorry, it's basketball. Tip this one.
I'll lay it. No bet. How about that? That's all.
What's funny, what's funny is like this is the same line that we just talked about, with San Fran Pacific. and that was a 21-win team versus a 9-win team, and now you have a 16-win team laying the same number against pretty much the equivalent. This feels like more telling of a blowout. Again, though, probably no bet for me.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah, I would lay it with Santa Barbara here. Fullerton's been, somewhat respectable, but Santa Barbara off of Irvine and Riverside, the cream of the crop in this conference here. Two of the top 3 teams coming home, and you're going to get a Fullerton team on the road here. I think they probably blow them out, but I've really got no feel in this one. I want no part of this, but if I had to bet Pacific, San Fran or Fullerton, Barbara, I would take Barbara the 15.5. If I had to bet one of those 2 games personally.
Also, you want to know kind of just the implied odds as well, or just like reading into the line a little bit further. So same line with Pacific and Cal State Fullerton. Fullerton is plus 1,100 on the money line, and Pacific is plus 800. Same line.
There you go. All right, that's a good point. I never even looked at the money line on these either. Yeah, it's a fair point. That backs up my spot a little bit with Pacific, but no chance.
Yeah, it does.
Pacific.
Barbara wins by 24.
Probably.
Yeah, I'll take Barbara in the Thunderdome.
No fucking win.
This I kind of want to bet it, but we'll see what I decide to have on this late slate. Obviously, I'm going to play a few games here on this late slate because I got to have some type of action. So this one might be the play that I would say if you told me I had to pick between San Francisco and UC Santa Barbara, I would definitely be laying it with Santa Barbara before San Francisco.
Same.
Long Beach is at Riverside. Long Beach. This team has been stealing my money. I fade them. They fucking show up. I bet them. They actually no. I had them 11.5 or 10.5 or whatever at Hawaii. So I did get that there, but Riverside's the cream of the crop, man. Like I don't think they're really in a position to really sleepwalk any games here. I'll take Riverside. I think this could be a spot where Askew just kind of just fucks them over and just pulls thinks he's Ty Johnson and can take over a game when in reality he cannot. And he just takes too many shots and fucks us up. Caleb Love-esque. So I'll take Riverside. I think it's semi-tight, 5-7 point game. And then, down the stretch, Riverside just is the much better basketball team, pulls it together, wins this game by 14 points. So I'll take Riverside, no bet personally in this one.
What do you think?
Here, that's it.
What's that?
Take what?
I'll take the hold your nose under here. I think this game's 70-60 something. So I don't trust a side to lay it. I know Long Beach State's fading them is probably the easy choice, but for some reason I just have a weird feeling Long Beach State randomly gets up for this game again, even off the travel.
It is against the top team in the conference, so I mean there is that angle of getting up for it.
What do you think? Where do you think UC Riverside would be in the ACC?
Oh, middle of the pack, top 5.
Top 5? Come on.
Have you watched the ACC?
Come on.
They would beat Syracuse.
Where would you put them?
Miami.
Come on. Come on.
They would beat Miami, Boston College, NC State, Syracuse, Cal, Notre Dame, Vodtech.
I'd put them above.
Give them a trouble.
I'd put them above Stanford and Pittsburgh. Personally,
I don't know if they have the offense to hang in with the top of the conference, but I think they have the offense and defense to hang above fucking Virginia Tech and Notre Dame. Personally. That's a fun question, though.
Whatever, they're 5th.
Yeah, no, I'll lay it with Riverside here, but I'm probably not going to bet this. Yeah, and I was right there with Marcus in the chat. That's what I was thinking. Right about 7th, right behind UNC. I don't think they could get up past UNC, but I think they'd be right there in that Stanford-Pittsburgh range.
Yep. Yeah, and I would lean towards taking the points here with Long Beach. But I kind of like with you guys. I do not want to be betting this game this late at night.
Yeah, I like Long Beach too. I'll just take the under at 70-60.
All right, 2 games left. Oregon State 7.5 at Pepperdine. Mr. Zoe 101, if you want to walk us through this game here.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, that's the thing. Like, they were kind of slacking around in Washington. They covered against San Diego, although they should have easily covered. Depends on the number you got. Now they're catching points at home. Get out of here. Oregon State, kiss my ass. You don't come in on the JetX. They're not coming in stealing the JetX and drinking fucking Blix and PCA Academy. So I'm fucking taking this on just the Zoe 101 angle alone. Nothing else. That's my logic. Fuck Oregon State. This line stinks too.
This is a damn near bet for me on Pepperdine. I just think that this is one of those lines that just feels so tempting when you see an 18-9 record going up against a 10-win team. And it's like, oh, it's tempting at 7.5. They can easily win by double digits, but Oregon State away from Corvallis has been just, oh my God.
Yeah, now they go to Malibu. They got to drink Blix and fucking fall in love and impregnate Jamie Lynn Spears on set. That's what happens when you go there. Let's go, Zoe 101.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm with you guys too, Pepperdine. Oregon State's 1-6 from home. Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like
give me Oregon State, actually. I was kidding. I'm just kidding.
Shocker.
I know.
Yeah, no, Oregon State, not good away from home. Pepperdine, you could argue, a little dumbbell theory, just played Gonzaga, got the shit beat off of them. But, Oregon State hasn't been great away from home. And they've got San Francisco, St. Mary's. I know they have to go to San Diego next, but if there was a game on the road where they're going to cover and beat somebody up, it would be San Diego instead of Pepperdine, personally, in my opinion. And not to mention San Francisco, St. Mary's on deck. So I think they kind of sleepwalk through it. I think Pepperdine's even potentially live in this one because if they're going to cover that 7.5, Oregon State has been great on the road and lose these close games. So I think Pepperdine, might be a crazy, not even crazy, just a potential money line piece late, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon State dropped a away game to Portland by 12. So
that too.
If they lose to Portland at home, or on the road by 12, I mean, I think Pepperdine can definitely keep this within 6.5, 7.5.
Yeah.
Why is some fucking Pepperdine pride?
And I will say, like, teams like an Oregon State, and even I would say like CSUN, the team we just talked about too, they're catching inflated lines down the stretch here because they're not really that type of team to have that glossy looking of a record, but they're still laying it because of just people that are bad at betting.
Yeah, and to Oregon State's point, like they've got some big wins against teams in this conference, like Gonzaga, and I believe they beat Santa Clara in San Francisco, but those were at home. No, they hit the road. They're 1-6 on the year straight up, like on the road. Yeah. So they don't do well against Corvallis on the road. So I'll be on Pepperdine. I might even just sprinkle a little bit of a money line, just given the spot and how poor Oregon State's performed on the road this year.
Yeah.
Last but not least, LMU at Santa Clara. The Broncos playing 12.
This is Elliot leading.
Yeah. This is Elliot's favorite team. Get the Kansas State shit out of here. He's a Santa Clara man.
Yep.
Get that St. Mary's shit out of here. Good teams win. Great teams cover. Santa Clara covers versus St. Mary's. So let's go.
Actually, they did one time, then they did it. How they do that? How'd that work out at home?
It was a 32-0 run. It's an outlier. We get rid of
that. There you go. You guys love making at least I accept the battle defeats. You guys are always, this happened. Yeah, it's fucking basketball. What the fuck things happen?
No, you know I accepted it. Come on now.
No, I know. I'm joshing too.
I will say Loyola beat them by 3 at home. I personally think this is too many points. I know what LMU is not great, but laying 12.5 at Santa Clara, I mean, and they're off that tough kind of St. Mary's game, physical game at St. Mary's. I know they've had 9 days off now. They've had over a week off. They didn't play. So I don't. Yeah, I don't. I'll take the points.
This will be a bet for me on Santa Clara. To that point, very similar looking records. Again, I love the optics of certain matchups when the lines are this high. And Loyola Marymount also has the outright winner last time out. Santa Clara is coming off of a loss on the road to St. Mary's, so there's the bounce back. I just feel like there's a lot of things feeding into Santa Clara here, and they have gotten it done at home in some pretty devastating fashion. Like they beat Wazoo by it felt like 40. Let me just pull up here because it's actually been crazy impressive. Yeah, San Diego by 23, Pacific by 34, Wazoo by 39 or 38. They do this to these types of teams, and I think they're going to do it again.
Yeah, Rob stole everything for me. Outside of that St. Mary's game where they gave up a 30-0 run and still lost the game by 13. Let's just put that in perspective. Lost by 13. Otherwise, they lost to North Dakota State, their game of the year, and first home game. So that was forever ago, and then they lost to a great St. Mary's team. So we'll give them that. But like Rob said, off a loss, coming home, you got LMU, who's been fairly respectable this year. They've got some good wins, but 12.5, it's a crazy number. I get it, but I think Santa Clara gets it done. I think they roll them. Like you said, off the LMU game, they do have Wazoo on deck, but they've already beat Wazoo by 28 points. So I don't think they're necessarily looking ahead to that game. So I think they blow out LMU here by 20 plus tomorrow. I think they take out all their pent up aggression and dumbbell theory. I mean, St. Mary's clamp down defense plays really good. Now you're going to get an LMU team that's a little lackadaisical defensively at times. So I think Santa Clara puts it on them, and this will also be a bet for me too.
Love it.
I'll take Santa Clara. I'll take Santa Clara as well here. I'm not going to add anything for the sake of time here. So I like what you all said.
Perfect. And Rob, we're going to make tonight's fave parlay 4-legger, considering we got the guest in here tonight. So if anyone wants to, or everyone wants to give out their favorite play tomorrow, we will get that done. Today's missed because Belmont blew today's fave parlay lost because Belmont fucking blew it. That was brutal. But other than that, we had it in the bag. But Rob, kick us off. What do you got?
It's gonna be the earliest window potentially of all these plays, but I'm gonna take Georgia Southern plus the 9.5. I'm seeing out there. I think they went outright, but they are 100% gonna be covering that game.
Okay.
Hey, and Elliot, I think you were missing when I was giving my explanation earlier, but this is the deeper than hate rivalry, and 13 of the last 14 games on the hardwood has been decided by less than 10 points.
Well, I will just say that as we the last 10, 15 minutes, I've been perusing Tinder for my Tinder play of the day, and many people who have been following should know that tonight Mercer -7 was my Tinder play of the day. It hit, went to 3-0. Also, many people might think that as I was perusing Tinder that, UNF, maybe like a Jacksonville University would come up. No, the first one that came up that I was able to find was Georgia Southern University.
Let's go! Yeah.
All right, I'll let you have it. So
the Tinder play of the day will be Georgia Southern plus the 9.5.
I love it.
Go. All right.
But no,
you're going to give it to him, Rob. You got to.
I'll pick a different favorite, but that'll be your favorite, Rob, and that's the Tinder play.
No. That's you. That's all you. That's your brand. I'm going to let you have that one. Let me scroll down. I'm going to take, and the line did move. Oh, shoot. This would be my second favorite to play definitively, but Santa Clara, we just talked about it. I laid the 11.5 when I grabbed that. So it has gone up a tick. I still like 12.5 or 12 out there and laying those points.
I'll take Western Kentucky on the short spread against Sam Houston State. I think Western Kentucky's a better team. They're going to bounce back and find some ways to make some magic late in the season. So I'll take Western Kentucky -3.5 against Sam Houston State.
Damn, I was going to take Western Kentucky here as well, but I will go to my other favorite, which I think I'm going to go with. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go with Florida Atlantic -6.5. It's gone down, and I think they get it done. Big home spot. It sounds like everybody here's our favorite plays are very similar here with Georgia Southern and Western Kentucky. So we'll take FAU minus. It's down to 6.5, which is fine with me. I'll take the better number, but there we go, and that will equal out to. It's 7.5 on DraftKings, so now it's back up. Georgia Southern is down to 8.5, so we got that moving. Western Kentucky 3.5, and then Santa Clara. This is all on DraftKings, so it may move, but plus 12.53 tomorrow. For that, again, Georgia Southern plus 8.5. It moves a little bit, but Santa Clara -12.5, Western Kentucky -3.5, and FAU -6.5 plus 12.53. Again, Rob, thank you for joining us. Everyone in the chat, appreciate it. A little bit longer show, but it's always a good time getting everybody together. And I will drop.
I dropped Rob's YouTube there in the comments, so
Appreciate it.
Be on the lookout for his video tonight after the show. Always post great content, short and sweet, but good insight, good bets. So be on the lookout for that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and I will link the Google Sheet in the comments of this video so everybody can see it. And then, Rob, if you just want to double check and let everyone know where they can find you on YouTube and Twitter.
Well, hey, I appreciate you boys for having me on. This was definitely a fun time. More so in the future, 100% I'm down. And yeah, link in the chat, courtesy of Elliot, and also on Twitter/X at RobDFB is how you can kind of have everything hub and centralized over there.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Thanks for coming, Rob.
Absolutely. And then tomorrow will be the Friday show. We only have a measly 20 games, so that'll be a little warm up for the Friday.
It's a bigger Friday slate.
It is, yeah.
Better than 7 or 8.
Yeah, last Friday I think it was 27, so down 7 games. That means Saturday's going to pack a punch even more. So
Saturday's only 130. Actually, only 132 on Saturday.
There might be more games on Sunday though, because Purdue IU's on Sunday, so there's definitely more games.
Yes, 12:30 CBS Assembly Hall. Purdue off 3 losses, going to IU.
Yeah, you're stroking your meat over there, aren't you? How'd that work out against
buddy? Oh, I cannot wait to smash Purdue on Sunday. But no, as everyone knows, we'll be back tomorrow. 20-game slate. I mean, we got a couple auto ATM plays with Green Bay, Canisius plays, so probably a team total under. It'll be fun. We appreciate you guys. We will see you tomorrow. And yeah, everyone else, good luck. Let's cash some bets, and we will see you guys tomorrow night. Doodles.